Why, hello. Good afternoon, or time of day where everyone is. Hello, hello. So, I just noticed that my character, I need to adjust their outfit as such. So, I don't think I don't think I can edit their outfit in Tavat, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Here it is. Yeah, there we go. I enjoy the sets. I do like changing them, of course, but we can't, like, for the full set, if I want it, it needs to be complete. If I wanted to wear the other one, like, I'll mix and match another day. But also because I love how that looks, and I love the effects. It just screams animo to me. It screams wind, so I really like it. These colors are just, they just represent Mondstadt because of the wind. And I do like the ascension colors of being fire. It's very, it just reminds me of Himeko, so. But I will say hello, hello, and good afternoon to everyone who will be joining or watching the VOD. It has been, I think, maybe 2 months, roughly, or a month and a half or so. I can't remember. I say I can't remember as if I don't have access to the character archive and I can see when I got Durin. Okay, yeah, in December. December, it's been like 3 months. Since it's been over 3 months actually, since I have done Durin's story. And so for 3 months, I have just not had the Hexerai buff active because I refused to activate it and to complete his homework before I streamed the rest of his quest. Plus, I promised months ago that I would complete it on stream, so that will be something that I will continue to do. I look forward to it though. Up until this point, it's still... Notcry has released characters that we've either been waiting for. I say we, but many people have been waiting for years, including myself. So I'm really, really excited and happy for it. About it, excuse me. Durin, son, I am so excited for Durin. But when I think back to the story quest and what it entails currently, I'll just use this team since I'm going to be Durin. Actually, wait, before I go and start rambling about Durin, I just want to say Notcry has made things so incredibly difficult for me emotionally because these quests are just going to be hitting me back to back. Already with Durin's previous parts of the quests, I remember getting emotional about. And after coming directly from Varka's quest, now I'm doing Durin's story, which I honestly think is a much more deeply personal one. And I by no means mean to dismiss the emotions and conflicts that arise with Varka's quest and the topic centered in it. Durin's just seems much more, just far more personal. Because if I'm remembering correctly, and from what, how well my memory serves, Durin's story is very much so depicting a journey that doesn't have a clear written ending, despite fate presumably having, like, his fate is presumably set in stone. His mother and his daughter passed away before she was able to write the final chapter of Durin's story, which is very, very bittersweet and very tragic for him, as she specifically cared for him very dearly. And she wanted him to have a different ending to his story, despite what Barbeloth even foretold. I also think when it comes to Durin's story quest as well, and I really appreciate that they've been covering it more, especially since Natlan, because a focal point of Natlan's story was the importance of an ancient name. How much a name means not only throughout history, but how it can apply to the present. In Not Cry, we learn about that. Well, it's referenced again, and we see the importance of a name and how it quite literally anchors oneself in Tavat. So for me, someone like Durin, who has had a very, very tragic history, the historical Durin, in fact, who was never able to be a peaceful dragon and was fated to be incompatible with Tavat. A being who unfortunately met his end through Barbados and Dvalin, and it was just a necessity due to how dangerous he was. And despite having that, like, yearning to be accepted and being able to fly freely alongside Dvalin, just in Mondstadt's winds, being unimpeded, being able to be free, was something that never was going to happen for the historical Durin. And now we're experiencing mini Durin's story and seeing how he is now navigating being a being that is not innate to Tavat. It is also balancing the abyssal energies within him. Slowly it's coming back to me because from what I remember in Durin's story, the last point was, unfortunately, there was a surge of abyssal energy that came from him, and he rightfully alerted, and
each day is a new
it was
page
very
in my
concerning for those
story.
in Mondstadt
I
because
want to savor every scene, every footnote
if
before I
we
turn to the next one.
recall, in Sumeru, Wanderer noted that whenever he tried to write about Durin, the world would automatically make any and all notes about the historical Durin, who was a corrupted, corrosive monster. And our Durin has to navigate existing in Tavat with the same name while also attempting to have and creating his own destiny. Also, welcome Dina, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day thus far, or time of day wherever you may reside. And so with Durin too, I think it's very poetic, and it will also be, tragic
I
because
still have so much to learn about human interactions.
Like learning
where should
how
I
to
put my
exist
hands when I'm nervous?
in a world that's not compatible
I just
originally
really
for
want to make friends with everyone.
Who he was, his historical past self. And again, Wanderer mentioned that whenever he tries to write anything about Durin, it would change. And it's very much so, if we recall back to Irminsul, how when it comes to stories, allegories especially, much of Tavat's history is disguised in the form of tales or fiction, children's storybooks, things of that nature. And for Durin specifically, actually, I won't even tie this just to Durin. The concept of a name is very important in Tavat just because your fate is presumably tied based on your name as decreed by the heavenly principles, by your constellation, something that naturally you cannot change. It is fate. You cannot go against fate. It is predetermined. This is what is set in stone. However, is that always the case? Question. Is that always the case? Because when I think of constellations, stars, astrology, fate, of course, Mona Magistus, my beloved, and Barbeloth, but I'm a firm believer there's a difference between fate and destiny, and I firmly believe in this story it's going to showcase Durin carving his own destiny. So, yeah. I'm doing great. I managed to get C1 Albedo from the Chronicle a few minutes ago. Oh my god, congratulations! Oh, Albedo C1. Honestly, for this quest, I want to make a Hexeride team. I originally made it up here, but I've recently gone through my my teams, and let me move this. I also wish this switch option was available in Miliasher Wonderland when it comes to outfit sets. If it is, I just have not selected the right button, but man, is it difficult at times when I just want to move things or outfit sets around. But let's see. Hexerai, so let's do...
I'll be right behind you.
Oh, I love Durin so much. He's so baby. All right, you're going to hear that a lot from me because I love Durin so much.
In the name of the Prinzessin.
Actually, hold on.
This is how it must be.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I need to have...
I'll be right behind you.
I need to get everyone up to 90 and just favorite them at the top so I can find them easier. I have so many favorites that it's getting in the way of so many things.
In the name of the Prinzessin.
And then Albedo's just right here.
Let's investigate this further.
Like, this can just be... Like, I think I originally named this, it was up here, and I just called it, like... something like that. And it just persisted, but it needs to be higher. Oh my goodness. If I'm going to be honest, I kind of want to have them up here because they just mean so much to me. I didn't have him for years and I managed to pull already him at C1. I got C0 with a double 5-star, lost to Gene. Oh my gosh, that's so cool, Tina. That's so cool. Also, congratulations. Getting double 5-stars or even beyond that, like, that's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Let's go. So yes, I will be focusing on leveling Durin up just generally because I got him to 80 and then I got tired of building and I took a little bit of a break. Then they gave us more characters. I was like, well, I suppose we're back here again. But no, I look forward to Durin's story because you have someone who is existing or attempting to exist in Tafat while learning about humanity despite not being initially compatible. I mean, I say
take a stroll.
Not compatible until after Albedo was able to successfully recreate his brother, for lack of a better word. And yeah, so I look forward to it. He's so baby. Oh, I love Durin. He's son. Him and Chongyun are my babies in this game. They are son. They're just... I just claim them as my sons. So... I only need to get Durin whenever he reruns because I love him as well. So yeah. His story is so good. I wish it didn't need 5 days to complete. I definitely think they did that just because they didn't want people to... What's the proper word? Like, they just wanted to time gate people so that they'd be forced to do more content. By content, I mean, like, the story. And I personally don't mind. Mainly just due to the fact that since I work so much, it's nice to be able to have a breather at times. But I can see, too, if you really want to experience Durin and different teams, and you don't want to be locked behind time. Like, I understand. I completely get it. So, but yeah, technically now I'm on the 5th day, but I strongly empathize with people who hate that. But I also, I don't want to say I'm used to it, which doesn't inherently mean that that's a good thing. I'm just very, very accustomed to needing to wait because of, say, Serenity Pod or Animal Crossing, most recently Pokopia, you know, things like that. Like I'm used in Genshin, the Tatarasuna world quests. There were also Sumeru world quests. I believe even some of the R&R quests were time gated as well, possibly. I really would need to squint. It's been a few years, but I do remember the Tatarasuna having a world quest that spanned over 7 days. Excuse me, 5 days. But I say all this to say that I look forward to Durin's story quest just because I love him and I've been waiting for a long time to see how his story ends. So, and I'm unironically just going to be using this team. If there is battle content or a domain of sorts, I'm just going to be using this team and calling it a day. But I do recall hearing great things about Durin's story. So I look forward to it. And of course, we will have enabled mode or focused experience mode. Also, the fact again that we have characters we've been waiting for years finally in the game just makes me. Oh my gosh! Thank you. There was something else that was time gating as well. Tsurumi Island. Thank you. Also ignore this. I will get this. I'm slowly leveling up a bunch of weapons. I haven't done the new instrument yet. Imaginarium Theater, I'm restarting because I wanted to level up a few characters. So if you see this, I'm sorry, but I will get through this today.
In my story, I want to savor every scene, every footnote before I turn to the next one.
I love Durin so much. You're gonna hear me say that he's so baby so many times. Like if there I know my mods I do not believe are currently here, so there isn't a counter for it. But he is so I love him so much. Ah, I look forward to it. And I also strongly look forward to seeing how he is able to balance the abyss that is within him. I mentioned this every time I see Durin, but I do in fact have I should make it a video, even though I said I abandoned it, of how I strongly think that Durin is just a foil to Nibelung. But you know.
So this is the other Durin, huh? If this had been the dragon that ended up being revived in Mondstadt, there's no telling what kind of calamity that people would have had to endure. So, if you think about it like that, Durin's actually a hero.
And you just thought you'd be you'd be nice all of a sudden. Yeah, Wanderer's character development and him being quote unquote nice is so funny.
No, I'm just a little envious, that's all. Not everyone gets a chance to be a hero.
What is this shot? Oh my gosh. Okay. We're just like 4 lines into the story. And I feel like I'm already going to I just hold on. I need to tweet about this because okay. Not only the parallels but the references to this makes me so emotional already because we quite literally just experienced a character who gave up quote unquote the position of hero. We've already seen the position of hero in Star Rail as well. Like I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done screaming about it. I'll focus on the rest of the quest. Okay. I normally don't mind time-gated content if it has a reason for it, but for me, when I finished this quest, I was really disappointed with how it felt like there was no real reason for it. Okay, I think that's completely fair. Granted, I haven't finished it, so I don't know what the final, like how the story ends, but I do feel, with the exception of, say, with the exception of, say, like limited time events that they want to pace because usually each act is like 2 hours or so, I don't think that certain story quests should be time gated in the way. Like, I firmly just think that they just did it with Durin because they wanted people to play for the week longer. That's what I think. And they didn't also want people to feel rushed, maybe, but you know, I'm just grasping at straws at this point. So, but I empathize with what you mean, because if it is just truly not a random story quest, but if it is just a character story quest, it doesn't need to be time gated. It's fine. I was wondering why the sound was off. That's my fault because I alt-tabbed and I currently have it set for when Genshin is minimized, that the audio is turned off, but I'm going to change that after this cutscene just so that it doesn't keep doing that every time. But I'm still not over this shot because this is oh, this makes me so happy.
Actually, most of the credit belongs to Albedo.
Durin sounds so excited whenever he talks about his brother, and it makes me so happy.
Then again, barely anyone even remembers you at this point. So I guess there's not much left to envy.
Also, I don't mean... I will focus on their conversation, but it's the fact that we have three creations who I would have never expected to have dialogue together. Now all that we're missing is Flint as of Not Cry, which we already had, but we have Wanderer, who was a puppet created by Raiden A. We have Albedo, a homunculus created by Daughter, one of the 5 sinners. And we have Durin, who historical Durin was created by Daughter, but now we have baby new mini Durin created by his brother. And I love this. Like, just artificial beings who, oh my god. And oh, sorry, I'm so giddy. Yeah, with limited time events, I get it. Sometimes the quests are long and it's fine. But for Durin, each daily quest was like 30-40 minutes-ish long. So if you combine all 4, it's not that long. Okay, that makes sense then. I think that's fair. It's like, why was this time gated? It did need to be time gated, so. Ah, there he is. As sharp as ever.
Ah, so you 3 still remember Durin. Looks like the memory loss hasn't spread to close friends. Yet.
And that's really good considering, well, obviously things don't apply to the Traveler because they're a Descender, but for Paimon, that's curious.
I guess that means my memory of you must still be complete as well.
We must... Okay, I refuse. I will burn Tavat to the ground. I will be... Like, my crash out will be worse than Nibelung's ever would be if the world forgot about Durin. I still remember when Scarbedo was nothing more than a crack ship based on their similarities as non-humans. The fact that Albedo and Scaramouche were foils to one another. Scarbedo, listen, I love me some Scarbedo. And then the fact that we had, like, once we got Similanka, and at the end of Similanka when they had their conversation, I was like, oh my god, I'm screaming, because we're gonna get more content for Scaramouche, or at the time, Wander and Albedo. And now they're just friends now.
Albedo.
Like, I love that.
You're finally here! Boy, do we have a whole pile of questions for you!
Man, Albedo needs a new model, please. I think after Not Cry, many members of the community, like the player base, community as a whole, are just strongly requesting that characters get updated models.
You're here too?
Because it's been 5 years.
I think I've pieced together some of what happened to him. But what's your take on things?
It is incredibly easy for them to be able to give us new models. And looking at looking at version Luna models compared to past ones are ridiculous. The sheer scope, the changes, the detail, it's...
Master Jean filled me in on what happened, and I've got a few theories. But let's get on the same page first.
You exchange intel with Albedo, which also checks how it is holding up.
Well, physically, he's doing fine. His body is holding the abyssal power at bay. And there's nothing whatsoever to indicate any risk of collapse.
So, from an alchemy point of view, there's nothing wrong with him?
The issue isn't so much that the abyssal power within him has gotten out of control. It's that the connection between his will and body is fading.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I keep saying okay, and I'm getting giddy. But connections between the soul, consciousness, will... I really like how Genshin, and I suppose you could apply it to different Hoyoverse games as well. I really like how they incorporate it with multiple characters, and you just see they repeat it a lot. And so you can recognize certain patterns. This specifically, though, is of course very concerning because if Albedo, excuse me, not Albedo, if Durin, like, for a being's will to be so affected to the point where, even though Durin is a unique case, that your existence will shatter essentially is so horrifying but interesting to me.
If he ends up losing his conscious will, his body will fall back on its biological instincts. And that's when the abyssal power within it will take over.
But if that happens...
This book mentioned a witches' gathering. It seems like quite a few of these witches got themselves involved in Durin's case. Which brings me to my theory. Bringing Fairy Tale Durin into this world to replace the Durin on Dragonspine means using one Durin's fate to overwrite the others.
Well, this is so interesting. So it's like superimposing a fate on top of previous fate.
But the power of alchemy alone would not be enough to pull off such a feat.
I shouldn't say previous fate. So I think of how fictional Durin arriving in Tavat, being summoned, created in Tavat, as a substitute for the previous Durin would essentially, like, the way that I view it is, okay, how do I want to break this down? Like how I'm visualizing this, which is really, really fun and interesting to me. Because to overwrite fate of the fate, quote unquote, fate of another being whose fate has not been set in stone yet and who can carve their own destiny is really fascinating to me. Because Barbeloth had mentioned in Simulanka that because Durin holds the same name as, because Mini Durin held the same name as historical Durin, that presumably would make Mini Durin's fate that of the historical ones. However, in this case, they're using I can't say fate yet because Durin's fate has not been foretold. Like, mini Durin's or this Durin's or new Durin's, however we wish to describe him, his story is not over. The final chapter that his mother was unable to finish is purposeful because Durin is the person who will carve his own destiny in Tavat. And I'm sorry, I find that really, really poetic, and I love that. Excuse me, I just needed to gush about that. But I love the idea of superimposing fate on top of fate. However, superimposing fate on top of an existing fate, because then comes the question of what happens to, like, presumably the former story, or fate, would come into play. And we know that fate is preordained by the heavenly principles. They control it. That's how it is. Asterisk, unless you're special. But I really find it's just interesting to me because how does this then play into how information will now changed to new Durin. So I'm really curious about this. And sorry if I wasn't making any sense. I'm speaking as I'm trying to process information in my brain. But I think it's easier to call Dragonspine Durin mini. I think it's easier to call Dragonspine Durin mini Durin when he was still a dragon in Simulanka, and then current Durin just Durin. Okay, yeah, let's do Dragonspine Durin, or I know I'll say historical Durin as well. Mini Durin when he was in Simulanka makes sense, and then current Durin. 3 Durins. So we know Hoyoverse loves their rule of 3.
It would have required the combined use of Miss Barbeloff's astrology, my teacher's alchemy, and Aunt Alice's magic. After learning of Miss Barbeloff's prophecy, Durin and I finally came up with a way to settle the Dragonspine Durin problem for good. And I took care of the alchemy side of things, which, looking back on it, seems to have been a part of their plan all along.
Hmm.
So now, there's only one thing missing.
The magic, right?
As for the fate theory our friend in the hat just mentioned, I still can't figure out how any kind of magic could possibly influence the fate of Tevat. But I'm certain that the answer lies within this book.
So, the reason Alice had us complete this book was to make that magic possible?
A form of magic powerful enough to rewrite fate itself.
Well, we've no time to lose. I just need to take a look at the book. The next part of the story most likely relates to me. So the memory that unlocks it must be connected to me too.
Huh?
Also, thank you so much for the tier 1 resubscription star, Merc. Thank you so much and welcome. I hope you enjoy the stream, or if you're just stopping by briefly, that you're able to have a comfortable time when I upload the VOD. Because I will be uploading the VOD today on my second YouTube channel. I just uploaded my Varka VOD previously. But thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Also, this shot is so good. I really appreciate that they've been much more liberal with character angles, camera angles, and the like.
The giant tree was home to a broken branch, the shape of its splintered arm aligning perfectly with the branch that had burst forth from the castle walls. Join yourself to that broken bough, for there you may take root at last, and henceforth bask in the sun and rain of the world beyond the castle. But first, fetch the stickiest clay and let it bind the scar of the break.
I see.
And now, again. First, fetch the stickiest clay and let it bind the scar of the break.
Guided by the breeze, the little dragon arrived at an alchemist's workshop. There he was greeted by a clay figure, a child molded by the Sage Witch's hands. Though gentle in appearance, he had inherited his mother's cold, sharp wisdom.
I love this.
And he was determined to avert the calamity the evil dragon would bring, and so was his helper, none other than the little dragon himself.
So, something that I really like is the further we get in Genshin's story, I really appreciate how while Albedo, as the narrator, quote unquote, so lovingly states how Albedo has inherited his mother's sharp, bold wisdom and was for the longest time aloof and rather distant towards humanity while in Mondstadt. He does not, at least to me, from what we have been presented, will not follow our like one to one the steps that his mother took. While, of course, as an alchemist, he has accomplished so many a feat that are incredibly noteworthy. And once again, as a gardener, quote unquote gardener, he created life just in a similar method that his mother did with the Primordial Human Project, or abyssal creations and things like that. But as he was able to find I hesitate to say support group because it's not necessarily what I mean, but he has a very close friend group that truly cares for him, and he's not nearly as isolated and disconnected as he formerly was. And I appreciate that even though he has cold, calculating precision when it comes to alchemy, he is a very warm character underneath, and it took quite some time for him to achieve that character because he had his arc, just like how Wander is continuing to go through his. And I think it's really, really entertaining that while Albedo is an alchemist who's following in his master's footsteps, it's not he seeks to be exactly like her. While he no doubt will achieve and is, I mean, he's a genius and he will showcase that and has demonstrated that. I firmly disagree with many theories that he could, potentially he could do many terrible things. He could easily walk the path of his mother, but he has not. And I think it's all the more interesting seeing how he's just going to have, as he carves his own path, he's going to showcase that he is anything but a carbon copy of her. Of course, I imagine this is all according to Ryandaughters' plan, but yeah, this is just something that's really fascinating to think about for me. I really love Albedo. Albedo Genshin Impact is a main character for sure.
What is this place?
Welcome back. I'm so sorry about that. TLDR, basically, I was just rambling about how I love that even though Albedo is not he's not walking the exact same path as his mother, he's not a carbon copy of her, but we're seeing how he's, carving his own destiny and is a much warmer person because of it.
It looks like it's modeled after an alchemist's workshop. Or rather, a cliched stereotype of one.
Ryandaughters is my favorite Shade and Hexen Circle member of the Sinner. So she is my favorite. She's my favorite Sinner, for sure. My favorite Shade is Isteroth, but I love Ryandaughtr. Oh, I love Ryandaughtr down.
Albedo?
I love her.
Hold on. Why do I look like this?
Oh my gosh, is Albedo a toy?
Yeah, we forgot to tell you. Basically, the characters in the story are reflections of how Durin sees them.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Please tell me we can get this as I would love to have this as a Serenity Pot item, please. Please. Oh my goodness, I love this. She's so cool. Yeah, Ryandaughtr is my favorite by far. There's no contest. She is my favorite Sinner. And they'll definitely show us cool things about Horoptatyr, and Veterfulnir's been doing his thing. Sirtology's been, doing his thing. They're great. They're not Ryandaughtr to me. I love her so much. I love her. And I look forward to when they really focus on her specifically. And of course we'll have, more Albedo, but I cannot express how much I truly love her as a character. And I can't wait to see what future content they will give us with her. I love that he sees his brother like this.
At least you're still human-shaped.
Oh my gosh. I'm confused. Look at that. I know people in the past, still say Scara Meow, but seeing Albedo as a toy and Wander as a cat. It's great. This is everything I wanted. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, but I'm not going to alt tab just yet because I know it's going to stop the music. I like Isroth as well. I just wish we had more screen time of her to get to know her more because I can't keep living on breadcrumbs for another year. That's completely fair. And I know it's very hopium, or I know some people say it's an excuse as to why that they haven't introduced certain overarching characters, or excuse me, very important characters to this point. Like just recently, we saw her silhouette in Dubai's cutscene, her story cutscene. And they will be involved as they mentioned within God's Limits trailer. So we'll see, but I can understand, like, okay, I can't go based on, like three artifact descriptions and nothing more. But I just personally hold out hope because as someone who is a huge Dainslift stan, waiting is nothing for me. Sorry, Meow and Albedo toys so cute. Yes, they're so precious. Also, thank you so much, Koi Boy, for the community hydrate. I have not had any water, and I definitely need some. Thank you. Yes, this is absolutely everything, and I'm very, very happy that this screen exists.
Well, since Cat Guy has taken on a different appearance too, that must mean the two of us are both characters in the story. But you, Paimon, and Durin haven't changed at all. You must be special figures in some way.
I'd like to know more about that too. But seeing as none of them can explain it, let's just concentrate on moving the plot forward.
I feel like you could apply this to just so much in Genshin. Hat guy, it's just, I love this. Like this line right here just applies to I love this. Also, welcome, Vega. Yes, Albedo is adorable. I hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. Deadpan humor. Oh, he's so adorable. Is that a hidden path?
And just like that, the group stumbled upon a hidden passageway. Intricately crafted, it seemed to lead them towards another exciting chapter of the tale.
Come on! What are we waiting for? Next chapter, here we come! Ouch!
Oh goodness, Paimon, sweetie, be careful.
But this was a chapter that had not yet been written. Ahead of them was a storyless void, and they could go no further.
I wonder if this is the area or part of the story that Andrew's daughter could finish. Or, well, yes, due to her passing.
What? Then what's the point of having a path here?
Maybe the author had a flash of inspiration and then their mind went blank?
Sounds like a pretty bad habit for a writer.
Over here. I found something.
Durin's heart.
What the clay figure found was none other than the evil dragon's heart itself. Though the creature had perished long ago, its heart was still there, pulsing away and growing warmer with every beat. And the clay alchemist knew what it meant. That the evil dragon would return one day, just as the prophecy had foretold. Yet, guided by his mother's wisdom, he foresaw another fate. If only the alchemist could bestow this heart upon the little dragon, he might be reborn in the evil dragon's stead.
I love how huge of a cat head Wander. Yes. Also love this. so much. I will say, one, I'm very happy that paralogism now has Albedo's voice in it, or English voice acting has returned. So if anyone wishes to go back and the story in its entirety, stays around an alt account and they do it, or you just go in game and just listen to the voice again and hearing Albedo. And I will say this, when I think about Dragonspine Durin, it's just heartbreak because it's an abyssal creature that could never truly ever be compatible with Tavad. And in paralogism, when we finally went to that area again and Albedo siphoned the necessary amount of energy from it in order to give life to Durin, it broke my heart, not in the sense of I was upset or sad at seeing Durin become able to exist within the world, but that a chapter for a being like Dragonspine Durin, who unfortunately would only continue to create chaos, was finally able to, in a lack of a better word, have a quiet end. Because I always, and again, I'm very much so a crybaby, but even reading, I remember reading about Dragonspine Durin early on, like when they first introduced Dragonspine, and I was just in tears because it just breaks my heart, the idea of an entity who desperately wants to be a part of the world and wishes to be able to be alongside humanity and is fated to never reach that point. So this quest really going to hit hard for me, in addition to the fact that Durin will be carving his own destiny and his mother is not here to see that. But it's very poetic in the sense of, for me, I firmly believe she had so much love for Durin and is proud of him despite not being. And I could be pulling the cart before the horse, but that's just how I feel. I love this so much.
Only then would the evil dragon's heart grow still, and the little one inherit its tale.
Sounds like this chapter's about Albedo bringing me to life?
If that really was the solution, though, this would have been over the minute I finished the transmutation. So why is Durin still being forgotten?
There has to be some other reason.
There are still places we can check. We have time.
Yeah, I'd like to explore the area a bit more.
Unless the little dragon kept moving, eventually he would be forgotten.
I love when they do this. They do this with the text. You only have four. You only have four left. 4 slots left of ink. And the arcane ink is specifically what is left. Oh. Like I'm not even trying to stall. I'm just like, this makes me sad.
Do you think we could just destroy it?
Why would Durin, sweetie? Why would we destroy the dragon's heart? "Quote unquote" evil dragon.
Be it the calamity headed for Mondstadt or my inability to leave behind a story of my own, doesn't it all come down to the fact that this heart never truly died? What if, here in this story, we could finally destroy it?
No.
Could Aunt Alice's magic really allow us to do what's theoretically meant to be impossible?
Either way, it's an intriguing idea. I'm not opposed to giving it a shot.
Of course, Wanderer is ready to be like, yeah, let's destroy it.
Durin,
It's just... I'm still afraid someday even you guys will end up forgetting me. If there's even the slightest chance it'll prevent that, I'm willing to try anything.
This is actually genuinely hitting me so hard because just the other, I myself suffer from memory issues. So the idea of forgetting people, their voices, memories, and things of that nature genuinely stresses me out and worries. So Durin having this fear too, like, poor
But I'm not
baby.
sure if I can destroy it on my own. Chances are, I'm gonna need your help again. So please, everyone, help me destroy this heart, once and for all!
Let's take another look around first. I want to destroy the heart right now. No. Also, Rubedo, I wish to speak to you.
The evil dragon's heart continued to beat, as if waiting for the little dragon to accept it as his own.
Looks like we have no choice but to get this done. Whatever happens next, Durin is going to need all of our help. Is everyone ready?
I don't want to. I am going to look around first before I accept the inevitability or the inevitable encounter that we have to destroy the heart. But also, can I just say, I don't believe these have, or maybe they were Serenity Pot items that I missed out on because I haven't been getting the battle pass nearly as much. But if these were actual items we could get in the Serenity Pot, ooh, I'd be so excited. I genuinely hope that they do in the future, if they haven't. Oh! Oh my goodness. Mini Durin.
There you are!
Oh! Hello there! Hey! It's Mini Durin again! What are you doing holed up in here?
I was worried I'd scare everyone off, so I've been hiding out here all this time.
Just like before.
You must be really nervous, huh?
I guess I am a little nervous, but I'm also excited. I'm gonna get to stop the evil dragon and even become a human. It's all thanks to that Clayman. He's the one who talked me into it. And once I'm a human, I'll be able to make loads of friends and do tons of important things.
You'll make lots of friends, that's for sure. And go on many unforgettable adventures.
I'm so glad to hear it. The only thing is, the Clayman said becoming human isn't gonna be easy. So I'm feeling a little anxious too.
Also, I love the concept of a non-mortal becoming quote-unquote human or learning about human, and also learning how to exist and adopt their own form of humanity process.
He's right about that. Even if you manage to become a human, there will always be tougher challenges on the road ahead.
Really?
But even so, your friends will be there to help you.
Oh? Then I'm not afraid.
Funny, isn't it? After talking to you, I'm not afraid anymore either. So, are you ready now?
Yep, I'm ready to become a human.
What the clay figure found was none other than the evil dragon's heart itself. Though the creature had perished long ago, its heart was still there, pulsing away and growing warmer with every beat. And the clay alchemist knew what it meant. That the evil dragon would return one day, just as the prophecy had foretold. Yet, guided by his mother's wisdom, he foresaw another fate. If only the alchemist could bestow this heart upon the little dragon, he might be reborn in the evil dragon's stead.
Right, Tina?
Only
That's
then
amazing. The
would the
radiance.
evil dragon's heart grow still, and the little one inherit its tale. At last, the little dragon accepted the evil dragon's heart, and a new life came into being. The evil dragon's heart beat in his chest, and the little dragon's soul guided him forward. Thus did the prophecy hold true, even as fate had been rewritten. And so was the little dragon born anew.
That's so wild. And this is so, I'm sorry, this is still so exciting to me. I know we haven't, like, I know this is from December, but the heart of a quote unquote evil dragon in a vessel or in an avatar, then you have the soul, and combined with the flesh of the Bakunawa and the other, like the entire formula to create Durin, it's just so fascinating. And I'm just so giddy because as sad as it is in regards to Dragonspine Durin's story, but also contribution to Durin, it just, oh, I love this game, and I'm gonna be like a sobbing mess by the end. I also thought I needed to talk
Finally,
to more
a happy
characters.
ending! That must be the last step, right? Woohoo! We completed the story!
Because I didn't know that Mini Durin was over here. I was just running around the room. I was originally intending to go talk to the heart again, or the albedo toy. But then, why are we still here?
Born anew, the little dragon set off once more, his story far from over.
Huh? So, that wasn't the end?
What comes next might be the most crucial part of all. The real last step.
If fate really is as devious as they say, then I say, show us what you've got.
Little smirk. He's so silly.
Wow! You're all so serious all of a sudden.
But it's fitting for Wander to be very invested in fate as someone who erased himself from Oh dear. Oh dear.
Durin, are you alright?
The evil dragon's heart was now one with the little dragon, yet the dark power within it still lingered. Would the little dragon dare to hold this power back, or would he simply give in?
Hey, what kind of question is that? Of course he's gonna control it. What choice does he have?
Time is running out. So, would the little dragon dare to hold this power back? Or would he simply give in?
Oh, the effect on a voice like that is so haunting.
What's up with the narrator?
With the amount of glitchiness and potential. This glitchiness in Tavad is so boring, but also hearing the audio like that.
Would he dare to hold this power
Oh my
back?
gosh.
Or would he simply give in?
This is so. Return to the castle. Return to the castle. Hold back the darkness. And you can't. You can't hold back the darkness because you don't have enough. Make a decision quickly. What do you mean?
Would he dare to hold this power back?
Oh my
Or
goodness.
would he simply
What do you mean?
The little dragon and his companions blank. Blank again.
Huh? What's going on? Are we running out of ink?
Once the ink runs out, is that the end of the story?
I had a feeling this would happen.
Oh my goodness, the ink is gone.
What's happening to the others?
Oh dear.
Now that the story's ink was spent, all that lay ahead were blank pages.
It's over. Oh my gosh.
Hello,
It's
children.
Dodo.
If you're
It's
hearing
Dodo
this
Cover.
recording, it's because you've reached a certain ending.
Alice?
You may have noticed that little Durin's experiences have been written into the pages of this book. Well, you should know that in the same way, its ending will also be written onto him. So be careful, because triggering a bad ending could be somewhat problematic.
You're warning us after it already
Let
happened?
me guess. You're upset that I didn't warn you earlier? Don't worry, though. I've thought it all through. I built a very special feature into this book, just for you, the witnesses of this tale. So, go ahead. See if you can turn back the pages. If you're not happy with the ending you've reached, just flip back a few pages and let the tale unfold once more.
Talk about a plot twist. So you were just
Pretty incredible, huh? That's the power of magic.
magic to rewrite fate and also to just go back in time. Is this what I'm understanding? Oh my goodness. Flip back. Oh my gosh. That's actually so cool. Wait. So
Would he dare to
going
hold
here.
the power back,
Oh my god.
or would he simply give in?
So I'm so curious. See, I'm the type of person like I would want to see, but
Returning to the castle.
you seem like you're torn about something.
I just never thought crossing over into a new world would create so much trouble. All I wanted was to make some friends. I'm starting to think I kind of miss being in Simulanka.
Oh, poor. He's like, this is a lot. I don't know.
You might look back on it with fondness, but if I were you, I wouldn't miss it.
Why?
Sometimes, moving on with your life comes at a cost. But that's better than going nowhere at all.
You don't have to worry, Durin. No matter what problem you face, there will always be a solution.
Okay. Sometimes I wish I could just go back and see it again.
The story will eventually. I love these
As
life
the
lessons.
little
in here.
dragon slipped back inside the castle's walls, the clamor of the outside world fell away. There was no danger here, no problems for the little dragon to resolve. As soon as his mother finished her story, it was time for the child to drift off into the world of dreams. And so the story ended, with the little dragon fast asleep in his castle, just like he had never even hatched.
Oh.
What's going on? I feel so weak.
Hey, what's happening? Durin, wake up!
Oh dear, we've reached an ending.
But this can't be how it ends. Durin promised to bring back everyone's memories. There's no way he'd accept an ending like this.
It's Dodo Cover.
Looks like you've discovered another possible ending. Do not lose hope. You just need to keep searching, for there are possibilities that only you can bring to life.
So I do appreciate the amount of endings that her magic can prevent, but also from a story perspective, looking at these different, like the fates of Durin is so fascinating to me. I really like. Flip back. Oh. Decide what to do next.
Would he dare to hold this power map? Or would he simply give in?
Ahead of them was a storyless void, and they could go no further.
Well, I don't want to give in. Going against fate, like, just leads to this.
Ink? Seriously?
Would he dare to hold this power map? Or would he simply give in?
Can I also just not make a decision? Can I not make a decision? I feel like...
Would he dare to hold this power?
Okay, what does this ending look like? The prophecy
The
is
little
destined to
dragon
come
was
true.
at an impasse, and the dark power within him surged like a tide. Unchecked, the darkness engulfed everything around it, including the little dragon's soul. The little dragon's story faded into nothingness, and in the world beyond the castle, only the evil dragon's tale endured.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
this me?
They really did every ending.
And so the story ended, with the little dragon fading from sight, leaving nothing but the evil dragon's shadow in his place.
So, the story's over?
Oh no! But that means Durin... What do we do now?
Okay, let's like actually lock in the...
Looks like you've discovered another possible ending. Do not lose hope. You just need to keep searching, for there are possibilities that only you can bring to life.
Oh,
What's going on here? Why isn't the story letting Durin just suppress the abyssal power? It keeps getting stuck.
you can't change fate. Not me, though. We will find a way. Oh, I don't like Durin being in pain. Oh, my heart, my chest hurts looking at this.
It seems the act of suppressing the power counts as an event in the story. In other words, we would need ink to write it in.
So, what now? Did we use too much earlier? How are we supposed to write a happy ending with only this much left?
It's possible. It's just not the time for the story to end.
Well, this is Durin's story. As long as he's alive and well, why should it end?
If there really is such a direct correlation between the story and his fate, I may have a potential hypothesis. Durin was, and still is in essence, a storybook character, written into being by M. From the moment he was born, he has always dwelt within her story, and I suspect that has remained the case, even after his arrival in Tevat.
Oh, and I also love the star marking on his neck as a toy as well. Love that.
Reviving Durin in the evil dragon's place was an act of grafting this Durin story onto the latter's fate. In essence, that is how his fate was rewritten.
Okay.
But there is a fundamental difference between a being's story and its fate. As Miss Barbeloth reminded us, the fate of every living being in Tevat has been woven into the fabric of time. Its most natural path, therefore, is to proceed along its given track. But Durin's story, on the other hand,
Needs an author to continue writing it.
as Durin's connection to this world wore thin, Not only have people started to forget him, he started to lose control of the abyssal power within. In other words, his story can't continue. Because the author's ink is drying up. That's what it seems like to me.
It would seem the little dragon had made a group of fine friends indeed.
Save it. The question is, are you here to help him or stand in his way?
The narrator, in quotation, very it reminds me so much of, like, you know, beings placing their consciousness in things to talk to people, whether in the past, present, or future.
This is as far as the story can go. What path will you choose?
If the story ends now, Durin will just vanish.
I suppose the final decision is up to me. It's hard to believe I never actually left my mother's story. If that's true, I'd like to go there and see for myself.
By there, I take it you mean the blank pages of the unwritten chapter ahead?
But we still don't even know how Alice's magic works. If Durin belongs inside the story, then going outside of it to some unwritten part, isn't that too risky?
See, and that's the beauty of Tevat, Paimon, because when you do things unconventionally, many things can happen. Now, there could be dire consequences, but there was an attempt. Also, thank you for the follows, everyone, and welcome, Tetra. The lion does not concern himself with the sharp pain in his chest. That is merely the heart asking for another month.
I'm not afraid.
Then go for it. We'll be with you all the way.
I second that. It would seem this is one answer you need to go seize for yourself.
So be it. Whatever obstacles stand in your way, we'll tear them down together.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Exactly. Sometimes you have to take a step forward even if you don't know what will happen. You have to take those chances, take those risks, and learn what comes afterwards. I'm screaming.
Within that invisible wall, it was as if the little dragon was staring at the uncrossable edge of existence itself. And all of a sudden, it began to fracture, as if struck by some transcendent will.
A transcendent will? Like a descender's will? Oh, I love this. I love this. Sorry.
Gotta keep going.
You can do it, Durin.
Ahead lies only a storyless void.
My consciousness is slipping away.
Keep going, Durin. A pure soul is your essence, not an empty void.
I feel so weak.
Stand tall, Durin. You are not some amorphous idea. The body I made for you is flesh and bone.
And this music. Oh my gosh.
Am I truly alive?
You are?
Yes, Durin, but you must keep going. You're as alive and real as I am.
I can't feel a connection.
You're not alone in this world, Durin. At the very least, you have me.
I'm going to cry.
I can't remember anything. Who am I?
Your name is Durin, and there are many who still remember it.
My name is Durin.
You're taking too long.
I love that.
Come on, Durin, run! In this world, Fate waits for no one.
Wait! Where am I meant to go? What am I supposed to do?
Go make your wish come true, Durin.
My wish?
The sheer support and character development from both Albedo
Your
and
story's
Walker.
not over yet.
I believe Durin will break free of the shackles of fate. I refuse to fall for the propaganda.
Silence, huh? Have you nothing to say about my proposal?
Let me get this straight. You want to graft your story onto this unfinished thread of fate, and in doing so, not only rewrite that fate, but allow the story to live on.
Quite the brilliant idea. Still, the story's survival depends entirely on whether the author keeps writing.
Exactly. And the moment foretold by the prophecy is still centuries away.
I see. I thought my own ignorance might be the problem. That I'd asked more of the noble science of alchemy than it could ever deliver. Or that I had failed to discern the heavenly signs and grasp the secret truth underlying the prophecy. Little did I imagine that time itself would prove to be the greatest hurdle of all.
Oh, she loves Durin so much.
Well, my friend, this has been a most intriguing experiment. And from an academic perspective, at least, I don't think it was a bad proposal.
Someday, the prophecy will come to pass. So remember, my friend, much like the stars themselves, there will always be something that transcends the test of time.
Thank you, everyone. You've helped me so much already. But, Alice, I still have one final favor to ask of you.
Anya loves Durin so. Oh. She's literally so mother.
Will you lend me your magic one last time, just enough for me to keep his story alive until the prophecy is fulfilled?
You mean you want me to extend your lifespan?
No, not in that sense. As Rhindaughter once told me, the laws governing life and death are among the most unyielding in this world. I'm well aware of that. Whether it lasts a day or an age, the span of one's life is determined by fate alone. If I tried to breach that law by force, I'm afraid I would lose what makes me human.
Interesting comment.
This is not a path I want to go down. If I am to die, then I shall die a human.
Period. I respect that so much. Oh my gosh.
So, what is it that you want me to do?
I would like you to send this pen of mine into the future.
I see. Then perhaps there really is a way I can help. I could create a kind of story magic to take over the writing once you're gone. Oh, but for it to work, you would need to provide enough of your own words for it to learn from.
How much?
Oh, an immense amount. So much, in fact, that you would have to spend the rest of your life writing. And even then, I'm sorry to say, it would not last forever.
The lengths that Anya to sending. Also, the fact that Alice has just once again magic that extends to the future.
No matter how much you write, there is a limit to the number of words you can leave behind. But the world itself will never stop changing. Someday, perhaps, even your entire corpus will not be enough for the magic to continue describing this world. And when that happens, the story will end.
Still, it's worth a try.
I would like to send This. Ah.
Oh, my dear Anya. Even after all this time, you're still... Look at you. You should be enjoying your old age in peace and quiet, especially now that things are finally returning to normal after that terrible calamity.
Once he leaves Simulanka, things will only get more complicated. If his story is to continue, there needs to be more material for the magic to draw upon.
He's going to keep writing.
I'll just have to skip over some of the less important details.
Anya, why do you insist on sending him out of the storybook world? Why must he face his fate in Teyvat? Why not just let him remain within the story? With my magic, even fate's curse could be undone and he could live happily ever after.
I suppose. In fairy tales, all it takes is a heartfelt wish. And even a wooden puppet can turn himself into a real boy and live happily ever after. That's just how fairy tales end, isn't it? But have you ever wondered what happens to the main character after the ever after?
Good question.
Tell me, Alice, in your eyes, what would be a writer's greatest regret?
So, this is such a heavy question. Also, thank you for stopping by, Star. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I've been thoroughly enjoying this story chapter so much. Alice is different. Alice's opinion and response to this might be different. But a writer's greatest regret, it's... I'm actually curious to see what Alice wants to say.
To leave a story without an ending.
Not a bad answer. It's true, many writers come to consider that their greatest regret. But I see things differently. My greatest regret is that every story I write has to come to an end in the first place.
Interesting.
Anya.
No matter how brilliantly a character shines, the moment their story ends, their potential is lost forever. For them, the story itself becomes an inescapable fate.
She didn't want that to happen.
But what if, instead, I could place my pen in their hand and let them continue the story themselves?
Oh, I love Anya so much. Oh, I love her.
You mean... You said it yourself. I can only leave so many words behind. Even with your magic, the idea that I could keep the story going until the prophecy comes to pass is wishful thinking at best. But I found a way to use your magic to transform some of my finished stories into a special kind of ink. This ink is a magical medium he can use to complete the story the way he wants to.
Wow, that... I'm like holding back tears. That's so beautiful.
For what is storytelling but another kind of magic? And if he can experience the whole tale himself while leaving behind his own wishes and aspirations, even once he reaches the chapter where I stopped, he'll still be able to carry the story forward on his own. And so, by leaving him this ink, I can entrust him with the responsibility of writing his own story.
I love Anya so much. She loves Durin. And the way that she is so determined and trusting of, I'm saying her son, of her son to write his own path and to rewrite his own fate. That's so powerful.
Character with the power to write their own story.
That way, he'll finally be free from the cage that is my pen. And like anyone else living in the real world, he can go on to create a life of his own.
And you no longer need to worry about the constraints of my magic. What a brilliant idea, Anya. But there are still risks. First of all, once he arrives in Teyvat, he'll have to rely entirely on the story you left him to maintain his connection to that world. As you gradually hand over creative control, that connection will grow weaker, and at some point, he might lose it altogether.
But at the same time, he'll also have the chance to forge that connection for himself.
Oh, I love this shot of them in the background that we saw earlier in the quest. He was playing TCG with Kaya.
The issue is, this method taps into too many of Teyvat's core secrets. Any overt hints you try to leave will be erased in no time. In fact, it'd be hard for you to leave anything at all to guide them.
We still have the story itself, though. I can use that to show them the way.
It's entirely possible he burns through all your ink, never reaches the chapter you had in mind, and gets stuck, roaming the chapters of his past.
I also do appreciate Alice thoroughly explaining the risks that comes with it. And yet Anya is still determined and will do it.
But despite all that,
I still believe in what this child can become.
Anya, mother of the year, mother forever. The lengths that she is going through for Durin, everything that she is doing, the trust that she has in him, what the potential she sees in him. My heart.
His hopes and wishes can be his ink, so he won't be trapped by mine running dry.
Oh, what the writer you are, Anya. Your imagination never ceases to amaze.
She's the one mother of this game.
And you do know how much I love a happy ending. You shall have my help, my dear.
Thank you, my friend. Well then, my child, do you understand what you must do?
Durin just me. Oh.
Yes, I think I do. It's my turn to keep this story alive.
Then what's holding you back?
Not Durin talking to Anya.
What will become of you after I take up this pen?
I will fade away. There will no longer be a reason for me to go on existing. My child, or your mother, I should say, passed away long ago. The voice you're hearing is nothing but a magical echo that has now fulfilled its purpose. You needn't feel so reluctant to let me go.
Sorry. Oh my.
I know. I know my mother died long ago. It's just, when you lose your mom too soon, it's hard to tear yourself away from the stories she used to read. I guess it's a silly way of pretending she's still here, by your side.
I knew this story quest was gonna hit me. Like it's gonna punch me in the gut. This is so too real.
Durin.
But after coming to this world and traveling it with my friends, facing all kinds of enemies together, I suddenly realized I couldn't just sit around listening to my mother's stories because I'd found a new purpose in life. Maybe this is just what growing up feels like. With all my new friends waiting, it's time I finally set aside my mother's storybook.
Even though that there is sadness with this, I'm very happy that Durin is acknowledging that he too must move forward, while obviously grateful for everything that she has done for him up until this point. And obviously be.
I'm ready to grow up now, Mom.
Oh my gosh, I hate Hoyoverse games. Oh my god, I'm serious. I am so over it. All these emotional beats. I just recovered partially from Barca. I'm still not recovered from Finon. And hearing Durin say this. Oh. To finally reach here. And even though she's a magical echo, still the voice of your mother. And
Then take this. A gift I should have given you a long time ago. You've witnessed this story from the very beginning. Made your wishes, offered your blessings, and even wrote your choices into its pages. From here on out, this pen is yours.
in Durin, you can write your own story. Your destiny is yours to make, Durin.
Now I ask of you, the other pillar of this story, as both its reader and its witness, will you turn the page so the next chapter can begin?
Oh my god. Get to turn the page in Durin.
Suddenly, and without warning, the powers of darkness struck. The question was, could the little dragon prevail?
Absolutely.
Alas, it was here that the story witch's tale had to end.
But Durin's tale, on the other hand, had only just begun.
Oh my gosh, hearing his
Stepping into his mother's memories, he picked up her pen. And so the story that was ending began anew. He had made up his mind to challenge the fate that barred the way ahead.
I will always support anyone fighting against fate. Never yield to fate. Never. This part gave me Major and Furious' vibes. Correct. Never yield to fate. Never.
Looks like this is the final step.
A chance to strike back at fate? Now that's not something that comes
Never.
knocking every day.
Never yield to fate. I refuse.
No, that fate no longer defines me. In the end, Only my story shall endure.
Oh, I didn't even hit that.
Stay back!
Also, of course, I must every single time. Also, when I see this, I just think to one of my friends who was pulling on Durin's banner for a support. I can't remember who. Maybe it was Yehoda. I can't remember who it was. But they ended up getting C3 Durin. And I'm like, what is it like to win? What is it like to win? But I will pause for about 15 more seconds because there's ads currently. I think it's an appropriate time since I am just on the character screen. But this is, I love the C3 build they do. The C3 R3 build. Alright, everyone should be back from ads now. If not, I am terribly sorry, but I did pause on the menu screen for a little bit.
Watch out! The story has only just begun!
That voice line has so much more meaning now. Because like I would hear it in the overworld, but I didn't really think too much of it. Also, welcome back. Thank you for pausing, that's very sweet. Oh, you're welcome. I try to pause where I can.
No dodging this one. Here, I'll help lift you up.
Oh, I appreciate that Wanderer's helping here. Oh my gosh. But now I have to wonder how we defeat. Okay. Oh. Actually, I want to heal.
Only my story shall endure.
I love that you're fighting fate. You're literally fighting fate. I love that.
The abyss is burning shadow.
Always fight against fate, everyone. Fight against fate every time. Also, this stage is so good. Oh, I did not attack that.
Watch out! Decay! New life!
Looks like there's nowhere to hide. Here, I'll cover for you.
Oh, Albedo and Wander both helping. I love this so much. I'll be honest, I did not mean to use Abyssal Mode during here, but I also feel like it can be fitting.
The light prevails!
Because he has to balance both. He has to be able to use both his light and dark mode.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh. Oh, and his heart has changed. And the gems too.
And so it was that Durin defeated the darkness and rewrote his fate. But his story is far from over.
Oh. But his story is far from.
Is everyone okay?
Thank you, Ani. Also, baby. Okay, I'm so because I've used Durin without. I forgot that he got a skin. Because I have used just base Durin who hasn't completed the quest for 3 months now. This does just look a completely different character to me. I'm just so used to his previous attire. And he's so cute.
We're fine, thanks. And hey, we all saw how you fought back there. That was awesome!
Is that a new outfit? It looks more free.
I have to admit, I do feel like something in me has changed.
Like, he looks completely different to me. I immediately noticed with his scales, horns, the gems. I know the little things can change a lot, but it really feels like a different character to me because I'm just so used
I
to
owe
the
you
other
all
version.
so much. Without your help, I don't know if I could have ever made it this far.
Just a shame I could only help out from the sidelines. Like I said before, it's not every day that you get to put fate in its place.
This is true.
Well, I'm sure you'll hear it someday.
Oh, Durin.
Hear what?
The chance to strike back at fate knocking at your door.
And Durin believes in Wanderer too. Let's go. Always fight against fate. Never yield to it.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Allow me to just check one thing. Yes. The abyssal power within you has stabilized again. And those strange symptoms you were experiencing seem to have completely disappeared.
Oh, thank goodness!
We did it.
I wonder what it means, though. Aside from the principles of alchemy, what other law of this world governs his being?
What other law? So, not necessarily time. We had...
Look, it all turned out fine.
I'm gonna think
so
on that.
just leave it at that. Now that this one's out of danger, it's time for me to get out of here.
People were complaining the outfit hardly changed anything. Well, at least for me, I'm happy it took me 3 months to finish the final act of his quest because he looks completely different to me. He truly does.
You're leaving so soon? What, don't humans usually throw a party after something like this?
Incoming Wanderer being like, well, I'm not human, harumph, and then leaves. Parentheses, he's gonna watch from the distance like he always does because he's a big softie.
A party? Do I look like that kind of guy? Anyway, come find me again next time you're in trouble. That's what friends are for, right?
Some people never change. Oh my god, we're friends with Wanderer. He's so adorable. He can try and be so cold.
In a way, though, he is right. This is Durin's moment to celebrate, not the time for academic discussions.
Hey, I don't blame you for asking. And honestly, I'd be perfectly happy to talk about it. It's just, I wouldn't even know where to start.
It's all right. I'm sure we'll get a chance at some point. After all, your story's only just begun.
Oh, my little baby. Oh, he's so baby. I want to pinch his cheeks. I'm so proud of him. Oh.
All right then. Traveler and Paimon, we'll part ways here. Given the extraordinary nature of the things we witnessed today, I need to make sure it's all recorded properly.
Thank you, Rubedo, for supporting your brother.
Okay, see ya! So, it's party time next! Huh?
Oh, Alice? He ain't no baby no more. He's a kid now. It doesn't matter the age. He will always be a baby to me. He can be hundreds of thousands of years old. That is a baby. That is my son. Durin can say he grew up. He will always be a baby to me.
Congratulations on completing your mission. Now then, as per our agreement, it's about time you returned that book.
She must have known the moment we finished! Just like she said she would!
I've heard dressing appropriately is a must for socializing.
Oh my. I literally forgot he got a skin. I'm not even, this isn't a bit, a joke. I genuinely forgot that he got a skin. I'm so used to just how he currently looked for me. Oh my god. Like, I'm so used to this. I'm not, I won't lie. I won't lie. so used to this version. Durin's outfit. Durin's original outfit has received a new lease of life now that he's taken up his mother's pen. Ultimately, he bid farewell to the past once painted by its previous owner. When the lock on his heart faded away, the distant horizon his wish now points to become the direction in which his story continues to unfold. I'm so used to, I'm so used to the...
Let my wings envelop the twilight.
Stop. Oh, baby. Oh. The game glitched for a second. But my baby. I guess he'll always be baby for us. Oh my gosh, I never noticed the details on his back. Oh yeah, this is... I love the changes here. Return the book to Alice. Thanks to your help, Durin has finally completed the Trials of Fate. Now it's time to return the book to Alice. Do you have Wanderer? I do. I do have Wanderer.
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh, we're going to the table. I see, I see. Going to the unresolved chess game, which I still want to analyze and see what game that actually is. Specifically which chess pieces move where and how it is in relation to like possible foreshadowing. Similarly to how Piero's chess game in Winter Night Lazo's was Deep Blue. Wanderer, Durin, Albedo, Team Wen. It will be in the future. It will be in the future. Perhaps not now, though. Oops. Oh, wait, I do just have to tell. Oh! Hi, Alice.
Oh, my writer and witness. It's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
You had special plans for the Traveler from the start, didn't you?
But of course, that goes without saying. For a story to live on, it needs both a writer and a reader. Only then can my magic take effect. I chose the Traveler as the witness because of the special nature of who she is.
Oh my god, I just noticed Venti's in the background. Oh my my days. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
It's not easy finding someone with that kind of background, you know. For a moment, I even considered taking the role myself.
Well, you were the only one who understood what was going on.
At least it made for an interesting story, right?
Huh? What are you doing here, tone-deaf bard?
Wild Venti spotted correct, like a mythic Pokemon just in the distance, like, oh, you're here.
With the Hexenzirkel carrying out such a risky experiment in Mondstadt, it didn't cross your minds that the Animo Archon might be slightly curious?
Sorry for the trouble, Lord Barbados.
Think nothing of it. I dare say the Animo Archon quite enjoyed coming along for the ride. Now then, as agreed, let us see the fruits of your labor.
This screenshot, if you showed me in 1.0, I would not believe you. I would believe that you photoshopped this.
Please take a look.
Durin, Venti, and Alice. Also,
Well. Somehow, despite all my careful planning, it still turned out to be full of surprises. It never even crossed my mind that Rhindotter's child would be capable of handling that kind of alchemy in her stead. When he asked for help with the materials, oh my, I nearly couldn't believe it.
Oh, Alice.
If only the others were here too. We could all celebrate together.
I'm right here, you know.
Oh.
The only one who hasn't responded is the one busy stuffing her face over there.
Is that you,
Hello?
Barbie? A little late to the party, don't you think?
Oh my god. These mages are going to be the death of me. Oh my gosh.
Come here, child. Let me take a closer look at you.
So happy. Hi, Barbie. Still cracks me up how Durin is so respectful towards Venti. Yeah, everyone's like, oh yeah, that drunk bard over there. Oh yeah, that slacker, that drunk. And Durin's like, oh, Hello, Lord Barbados.
All right, Aunt Seer Witch. Here I am.
Just as I thought. This child's fate does not appear among the stars. Anya has accomplished what almost no one before her could.
What does that mean?
Child, all you need to know is that you're very lucky indeed.
You not only rewrote fate, but the fact that Anya... I think Anya might be my favorite Hexen Circle member alongside Barbeloth. Ooh, this is gonna be so difficult. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
So, what does it mean? The teacup falls silent. Perhaps the mage's thoughts have already drifted elsewhere.
Just like how she was in the story, huh?
But the idea of because Durin's fate is no longer in the stars, his constellation does not apply here. Like, I'm like, ooh, you're Descender adjacent to me.
Tell me, little Durin, what will you do next? I, for one, cannot wait to see how your story unfolds.
Well, there's so much I want to do. I'm not even sure where to begin.
Because Durin specifically, his fate is not in the stars. He's not bound to Tefat in the traditional sense, especially from which Anya has achieved. So technically, he would be a Descender. To me, if anything, yeah, he's like a mini Descender. He has a transcendent will too, which is something that all Descenders share.
How about settling your most recent regret?
Venti? What kind of a question? Okay, I understand why he's asking this, but still. Ooh.
Not so fast, Tone Deaf Bard. What exactly did you just tell Durin to do?
Oh my god, did you tell him to go say hi to Dvalin? Because I want to see, please give me a cutscene where Durin is flying alongside Dvalin. What if Durin became the new, like one of the four winds? Oh.
To make the long overdue wish come true.
Thank you once again, Alice.
How much time do you have left?
I believe these should be my final moments. Just enough time to say goodbye to my dearest friend.
This feels like having to say our final goodbyes all over again. I don't like it. Not one bit.
I don't know how to respond to that. Strange. You were always such a cheerful figure in my stories. I even dubbed you the Merry Witch, you know.
Oh, please. You know full well it was your stories that first taught me what true pain and sadness felt like.
Yet, with Alice being the elder of the Hexen Circle, and yes, she's whimsy, all of that, it still doesn't pass me how much she quietly mourned her, members passing, especially considering her extended life. Because I truly feel, even though if she were to not necessarily dismiss it, but she specifically invites these women to join her coven. And when they pass on, I strongly empathize with her. You usually just see one or maybe two sides of Alice. And when she's the most vulnerable, I think this is the first time I've ever seen it.
Aside from saying goodbye to me, shouldn't you also leave a few words for the child? Since the book will be his to continue, why don't you write him a little parting note?
There's no need. His mother already did that long, long ago. All that remains is for me to convey it on her behalf.
Oh, I can't see. Oh, that's Anya.
My child, these may be the last words I get to leave you.
Stop.
I've always thought of the characters in my stories as my children, loving each one of them, just like a mother would. But you are the most extraordinary of them all. You alone can defy the fate of this world and write the perfect ending to my story. You alone shall leave these pages for a future I will not see. Still, I say to you, fly, my sweet child. Just like a forest breeze yearns for the open sky, head into the unknown and seek an adventure to call your own. If you meet a dragon bright as 1,000 jewels, dance through the air together.
Oh my gosh, I got my wish. I got my wish.
You are not alone, for this world has accepted your place in it. Do not lose heart. You still have many wishes left to fulfill. A long tale awaits you, my love. Let songs and flowers be the ink that fills its pages. Take my pen and use it to continue your story.
Oh. Oh my goodness. It just ends. It just ends. That's so... Monsters. Oh my goodness. Like I want to talk to Alice, but I can't right now. For the longest time, I was like, I want Durin to be able to fly alongside Deval. So, and Durin finally got his wish. Indirectly, Dragon's my Durin finally. Oh. Oh my gosh. Once that's gonna constantly make me cry, I see. Now I'm scared to even stream the event quest this coming week. Am I gonna be in tears again? That was such a beautiful story. I've been going through so much emotionally that I'm like, I feel like I can't even process what I want to say right now. Alice is right there still, and Venti too. Yes. Yeah, I want to change the time, but I'm like, will they change? Will they leave? Will they leave the environment? Will they leave? I want to take pictures with them. Excuse me, I'm gonna stop sniffling because I know no one wants to hear that in the microphone. But like this here. This is something. Oh my goodness.
Can I stop here and play? I mean, take a stroll. I won't go too far.
He's safe. Sorry, he's so adorable. He's so adorable. You're safe. You can change time. They won't leave until you leave. Okay. I was still recording, goodness. Oh my gosh. Dorman Port next, and we're all gonna cry. I need to prepare myself. I need to prepare myself mentally for everything that's to come. going to take. Well, I suppose Durin wants to sleep next to the Animal Archon. That's fine. He's so cute. But I'm so happy he was able to fly alongside Dvalin. That makes me, oh, I love that so much. Hold on, let me actually, and he's exactly, like, looking at Dragonspine, looking at where all of this began. That's just so, makes me so happy. I almost accidentally exited my game and I would have cried because I will be speaking to them here. But like, they have to make Durin fly in game. It's still such a miss that you can't fly with, you know, him with whole wings. It's truly a shame. Like, once again, because I'm remembering in Varka's Story Quest, Flynn was staring at the ruins of the Royal Sealy Court in Amsvartnir, and you have Fenty looking in the distance at Dragonspine. My heart. Okay. Fenty, what do you have to say? I want to get that close. I feel bad.
And so they flew together, Durin and Dvalin, over the skies of Mondstadt. Who'd have thought such words could ever have described a happy ending, huh?
Oh, Venti. And the gun and bike use dragon technology? Yep. I love this game smile. Everything makes sense. Also, Alice?
There you go! Your very own copy of the book. We wouldn't want one of the story's key witnesses to leave empty-handed now, would we? Of course, this copy isn't magical in the same way, but rest assured, all the twists and turns are still there.
Oh my goodness. Also, the fact that her being a playable character is just going to be it's just unreal to me, all of these characters. And I mean, I will say a disclaimer, it is very possible that they may not make her a playable character, but like, do we actually think that Alice will not be a playable character? Like, do we think they're just gonna model her like this and just not do anything with her? Sorry, this is just too cute. Oh, by the way, if you have enough friendship with Varka, check his voice line about Durin now. I don't think I have high enough friendship with Varka. I don't think I've been sweaty enough to do like anything with him at all.
I still have so much to learn about human interactions. Like, where should I put my hands when I'm nervous? I just really want to make friends with everyone.
He's so nervous. He's so baby. I love him. Guys, will you be pulling for this character? Will you be pulling for her if she is playable? If only Durin came out during Natlan. If Durin came out during Natlan, I think I would scream because it would be fitting because of all the dragon information we would get, but I don't think I'd be able to handle it. But her design has grown on me. I know she quite literally follows the formula for most female Genshin character, or just most Hoyoverse female characters, in which you have short skirt, thigh highs, detached arm, or detached sleeves, and some form of neck thing. We'll pull for just concept of a hat. See, I love her concept of a hat. It's so good. It's so good. I love her concept of a hat. Ah, I'm excited. Also, just like Klee, the ends of her hair are pink. Like, it's tinted pink. I think it's cute. Wait, can I sit down and talk to Alice? No, I cannot. I'm sad. I'm sad I cannot multitask in this game. Oh, but there are ads. But
There you go! Your very own copy of the book. We wouldn't want one of the story's key witnesses to leave empty-handed now, would we? Of course, this copy isn't magical in the same way, but rest assured, all the twists and turns are still there.
I love this soundtrack so much. It's so good. I just feel emotionally I'm exhausted after that quest. And I don't even say that in a bad way. Also, I didn't notice that his horns have, it's in a similar way to how Varka's greatsword is. There's like lines, like energy pulsing through it. I never noticed that until just now. Like, where is it? Varka. Well, you can... I say this as if I can't just pull him up. His wings have got energy as well. Wait, hold on. Very important. I must stare at these character models. Varka, go away. Okay. Yeah, his wings do. Oh, I love this. Sorry, I love these little details. I'm that person. But then when you use, like, Varka's greatsword, you can see it at the bottom. Like that same pulsing energy. Sorry, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Baby. I am one of my favorite quests in the game. Ooh, I would have to think about that, and this would be a very long undertaking of quests in Genshin that resonate the most with me and that are my favorite. Goodness, I'm really happy. I'll say I'm actually happy I waited to do his quest because I feel like his story quest means more to me now. And especially because still this looks like a different character to me altogether. Oh, I still need to do his homework. I suppose I could do that now, actually. Like, again, I'm not used to this. I'm just used to this. I think Varka's voice line unlocks at friendship level 4. I'll be completely honest, I'm very scared of going to this man's voice line. I feel like I should prepare myself mentally to do any, or like to read any character information, to listen to his voice lines. I feel like for my mental health, I should be prepared for what Varka has to say about people. But at the same time, I am curious to see what he'll say. But, okay, so my thought process is, if I end up looking at his voice lines, I will want to listen to everything else. And I don't know if I want to do that right now. What I actually think I'll do, I haven't looked at anything in terms of Durin's story, and I also haven't looked at any of his voiceovers. Same thing with Varka. Because usually until after I do their story quest is when... Wait! His birthday's next week! Oh my goodness, his birthday's exactly 1 week away. Oh. Oh my gosh. Wait, actually, since we're here, I'm going to do Durin's homework. I'm also going to need to level up Razor to level 70. His birthday is the same as my cat Merlina. Oh, that's so cute. That's actually adorable. Let's do his homework while we're here. Durin, baby. Oh, he's so cute. If I remember correctly, both Jean and Durin were both born on White Day. Oh, you know, that's so interesting because when I looked at the date, I'm like, is that the same day as White Day? But also, here's a question. Which characters do we think are going to get White Day art this year? This includes, of course, both playable and NPCs. Who do we think will get White Day art? Now, I'm very biased, so I would naturally say Flint's, but I'm like, oh, maybe it'd be Flint's and Varka. But knowing them, it could be anyone. White Day for Durin is very fitting. Oh, of course. Though I would wonder if they would just do just his birthday. But if they gave us birthday and White Day art for him, that'd be fantastic. I wouldn't complain because that's adorable. Because I'd have to think of the White Day characters they've already used. And I think, hasn't Kaya... I think Kaya's been there twice. But...
Durin! Oh, he's so cute. Hey, Durin! So this is where you've been.
Oh, Traveler, Paimon. What are you doing here?
The real question is, what are you doing cooped up in here reading a book? The weather's nice out there, you know.
Oh, well, ever since I've had more chances to interact with the people of Mondstadt, I've been having trouble telling when people are joking.
Oh dear.
For example, I saw a beautiful flower the last time I was at the florist, so I told the shopkeeper, and she said, if you like these weeds so much, you should add some mint and sweet flowers and make it a bouquet. So I did as she said, and when I showed her the finished bouquet, she gave me a frankly terrifying look.
Oh, he's so sweet. You have a unique perspective, Durin. It feels like she's the one with the issue here. Yeah.
Later, Albedo opined that this happened because I have trouble understanding the meaning behind words.
I'm just saying, if Durin gave me a bouquet of sweet flowers and mint or other related weeds or flowers or what have you, I would hold it near and dear to my heart.
So after I learned the Mondstadt script, he told me I could come here and read.
I fear that Flint and Varka having White Day art would break a considerable amount of the player base. So
I was
we
born
would
from a
need to see.
storybook, so I felt that these books might be able to teach me more about the rules of this world.
I am still so fascinated that we have a mini Descender-ish with Durin. Oh my goodness, Iwi! Oh my goodness, hello everyone. Thank you for the raid. Hello, Forest Rangers. Welcome, welcome. How was stream, Kiwi? I just got finished with Durin's Story Quest. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Hello, Arnold. Kiwi and Arnold. Oh my gosh, double raid. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hi. Shout out to Lil Kiwi and shout out to Murder of Birds. Two amazing lore creators and Genshin content creators. My goodness, hello. I just saw her raid as I was getting ready to raid. I was just like, I'm in danger. But welcome, welcome everyone. I just got finished doing Durin's Story Quest after 3 months, and I was in fact a crying, sobbing mess. Anya is fighting for my favorite Hexen Circle member alongside Barbeloff. And I am blown away at how they handled his story and the topics of rewriting fate. So his story quest is one of my favorites in the game. And I don't say that lightly. And I'm so, so happy I finally did Durin's Story Quest. But I want to thank both Kiwi and Arnold for the raids. Thank you so much, guys. It means so much. Why so quiet? I'm naturally a very quiet person and I'm very soft-spoken, so I apologize. I do try to raise my voice where I can, and I try to be as close to the microphone as I can without being very uncomfortable ASMR-y, and I'm not trying to be, I promise. Anya's design was peak. Yeah, I did not see Anya's design up until this point. So I genuinely was shocked when I saw that cutscene and I saw her. gorgeous design. And seeing her alongside her son, I just have to say she's amazing. And I don't think I'm ever going to get over how emotional this quest, like Durin's quest, made me, because the sheer length that Anya went through to ensure Durin's ability to create his own destiny, to overwrite the fate that was preordained, that it's just one of the best quests, and I loved every moment of it. But I absolutely, once again, am very, very grateful for both Kiwi, you, and Arnold for the raids. I hope everyone had a fantastic time. And if you don't mind me rambling about fictional characters, hello. I am Euphemia. You can also call me Yuffie, and I enjoy Genshin Impact lore a lot. Anya is the best mom in the game. I must say she is. But yeah, it was really good. Yeah, his story has only just begun. So because I have not done Durin's story quest until now in March, mind you, Durin came out December 2nd. He came out in December. It has been over 3 months. This is the first time I have now done his witch's homework because I only wanted to do it after I completed his story quest. Also, to me, he looks like a completely different character because I've been using his base default skin for 3 months. So I completely forgot that he even got a skin with his quest. So now I'm like, well, this is what Durin looks like now. This is up there with Skirks for me. Once again, I'm going to actually take the time to write down the lists of characters in Genshin and see where I feel on which story quests are my favorite versus ones that are, I don't want to say largely forgettable, but also largely forgettable. So can you still get the Durin skin if you finish the quest right now? Oh, I just did the story quest and I equipped it. So yeah. But also, I just want to thank everyone again for being here because I was not expecting this at all. If you have done his quest, it stays saved for you until you get him to use. Oh, I see. Interesting. But yeah, now as I complete his witch's homework, I can finally see the full extent of his kit. I only really had access to his skill and his burst, and that was it. So, but yeah, we'll finally see. Earlier, Dina Soler had mentioned that I should listen to Varka's story voice line about Durin. But the issue is, I'm gonna end up going through all of his voice lines and also all of his story, and I can't do that. I can't do Varka right now. I'm focused on Durin personally. So I may actually look at what if possible voice lines Durin may have about Varkas, but we'll see. So yeah, now I will be continuing his witch's homework. But actually, right before I do though, it's still fascinating to me that Durin is technically like a mini Descender. And that to me is so, like, Anya, you have a little Descender son. And that's so cool.
And, well, I guess I lost track of time. So, did you guys need something?
Durin has a transcendent will. He transcended fate, and I am so excited and happy. I love Durin so much. If this was a different timeline, he would be C6'd. Alas. Friends do often drop by just to say hi, Durin. So we're here at the Hexen Circle's behest.
Oh, I see. That's another rule learned then.
Yep. That said, we did have business we needed to discuss, right?
Also, I mentioned this earlier, but I really love the details with his skin that you get. How you have these little like rays of energy on his horns and also on his wings. Obviously the gems are different colors too, but it's so cool, and I really love details like that.
Yeah, we have a message to pass along from Rhine Daughter.
Oh, it's from Aunt Rhine-daughter?
Are you okay? Don't be nervous, sweetie. I completely understand why he's nervous, though. Are you okay?
No, I'm just surprised. Rhine-daughter is my mom's friend, and the mother of the dragon that once existed in my stead. I supplanted him, took the fate that should have been his.
Superimposing fate is something that I don't think we talk about enough. And that's really, really interesting to me.
So if she dislikes me, well, I'm not sure what I'd do.
I don't think she holds it against you. Either way, you have us. Also, if anything, Rhine-daughter would be fascinated by the quote-unquote experiment that would be you superimposing your fate on top of a creation she made.
Yeah, we're here for you. But seriously, Paimon doesn't think it's anything bad.
That does make me feel better. Well, I guess I should open it.
Durin and Finon would get along so well. I cannot. Okay. I can't go on a Finon rant right now. I can't. I must stay as composed as I can. But the idea of Durin and Finon just being in proximity to each other makes my heart ache. Especially considering Wander's comment in the quest before where he says not everyone is fated to be the hero. Like, we love when Hoyoverse repeats
Where are we?
certain
Did this
story
stupid
beats.
dictionary transport us to some weird place again?
We're in
My
Imaginarium
mom's
Theater.
scent. I sense it here.
Speaking of Imaginarium Theater, don't forget to do it, guys. And especially if you have whale friends, you better use their characters before they get used up and you have no more options. Because this time around, I'm hoping I can get the star or the moon. And I'm going to keep resetting Imaginarium until I get them.
Whoa! Here comes a strange cat.
Oh my goodness. Hello? I wasn't okay. I was not expecting to see, excuse me, Sebas here. I got the Fool this month. Ooh. See, one, I hope that Genshin, like I hope Hoyoverse releases like an official bundle or case of all of the Lunar Arcana because I love tarot cards. But also the idea of getting your favorite or some of your favorite Lunar Arcanum in the Imaginarium Lunar mode makes me really happy. We meet again, Sebas.
I have a message to deliver on Master Rhine-daughter's behalf.
I kind of wish we could have a variant of Sebas in, oh my goodness, the Serenity Bot, because I love seeing hats or any being with like celestial, cosmic kind of a gradient like this.
Ahem.
I got the star during my second IT that added the Arcanas. Oh my gosh, lucky. Oh, I only have a few. I can't do lunar mode. I don't have enough characters for this. Oh my gosh. Horizontal investment.
This is the first time we're meeting, so I'm not sure how to address you. But since you're Hem's child, I suppose I'll stick with Mini Durin. Though you appear smaller than the Durin that came before you, that same strength flows through your veins, not a drop less.
Is she going to warn him about balancing the abyss that's within him?
He was a child of Humus, an incomplete creation. Thus, he lacked the will to control his own strength.
Also, I'm going to need for Ryan, they need to stop playing with me. The Dodoko are cute, but I'm going to need to see like full models. Like give me models of Rhineberius, the shades. Let me see more, please.
Yet this power was beyond what he could withstand, and so it twisted him, consumed him, thus sealing his ultimate fate. Albedo claims that you have transcended this tainted blood, becoming a being much like himself. That is his opinion. I remain unconvinced.
Interesting.
I trust only the facts, only that which I see for myself. So take this chance, child of M. Prove yourself to me.
Okay. And he will, and then you will see that Durin is fine.
this the proof you need, Andrine daughter? Very well.
I'll be
show
honest,
you what I can do. The
I
power
was
within me
not-
is surging to the surface.
What if I
This is
only-
getting easier.
Okay, I didn't even use Varka. Because they just gave me slime.
Looks like Albedo wasn't mistaken after all.
They only gave me slimes. I didn't even use Varka. Remember when Renova was like, man, we got to do something, then proceeded to do nothing so far? It's okay because we're going to see them in Snezhnaya or something. We've gotten to the point in the story where the shades cannot not do anything. It's to the point where, dare I say, it's dire, unintended, but it's it would just be comical at this point. Then again, we have the full Tri-Lune goddess out and about now. So we have, like, she's here. The Hydro throne has been destroyed. The Hydro authority has been returned to Nouvelette. I feel, and not just those two instances, there are many things in Teyvat that are just up and happening. Yes, there's a cyclical nature of the world and things like that, but there reaches a point where it's like, okay, the Heavenly Principles is presumably dormant, but it's fascinating how it just hasn't been a single peep. We've seen Istaroth in Zabai's trailer and we know that Istaroth is out and about because she's always doing something in history. When in doubt, think the moon's a shade, parentheses, Istaroth, or the abyss or dragons. One of those four directions. So at some point, we're going to get the shades again. Mind you, the creature that is Il Dottore is still out there. Because respectfully, no one here believes that he's dead, nor it would be shocking if he was quote unquote dead. And the stakes are going to get higher and higher. Project Stuja, I believe through some means, because again, I firmly believe Il Capitano will return. He will be playable. I will die on that hill. I think he's going to be, because just like how, spoilers for people who haven't done Varka's story quest, but just like how we witnessed Varka returning back and coming back to Mondstadt through the ley lines, I just see that happening with Thrain. So the idea that we have a character like Il Capitano who didn't die. He's just, he's in the ether now. Like, he's just existing. He's immortal. His life force essentially is allowing Yohal Tekutin to exist still. He's around TM. We also have New Conria, which we haven't touched on in a minute. And it's like, also because Hoyoverse is due me seeing Il Capitano and Varka in a room together, sparring. You know, I have things that need to be addressed. So, but still not yet certain about the return of a captain because of his curse of immortality. He's coming back. He's coming back. I will die on that hill. There's no shot he's not coming back. I do not believe, especially considering Project Stuja specifically uses Mistelton, the weapon, the enchanted sword of Thrain. So there's no way he's not coming back. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. So he's coming back. Simulanka wouldn't lie to us. If we go over everything that happened in Simulanka up until this point and see what is a 1-to-1 or fairly close, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just going to laugh, and I'll be confidently wrong and admit that I am wrong if need be. But I'm just gonna laugh when Il Capitano returns. And it would literally be the funniest thing, just like how they did with Rarier when they half drip marketed him and they just drip marketed Il Capitano. But I don't want to get too distracted. We're talking about, you know, shades, fate, things of that nature, parallels. I just get very, very passionate about certain topics. And so Sorry about that. But yeah, I also, once again, I am a huge Conria lore nerd. So if there is Conria afoot, I am locked in. So I hope when he comes back, he still has the mask. Yeah, okay, because I'm a firm believer that Il Capitano is just going to use Varka's model, and they're just playtesting with Varka's model right now, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'll return back to Rhine Daughter.
Next time, maybe don't ambush us with a bunch of monsters just to prove a point.
Still, I do feel like I can control my power more freely now that we've defeated them.
And then especially for me too, Durin means a lot to me as a character, just lore-wise, but also because in my heart of hearts, without getting too dramatic and needing to pull up, excuse me, my script for it, I truly feel, and I may sound like I have a tinfoil hat on, but I do think that Durin is just a foil to Nibelung in many, many ways. So I'm excited to see what Durin's going to do in the future as well.
After hearing about you, I prepared a technique that would seal the dark power in your blood. I had planned to take this opportunity to pass it on to you. Of course, using it comes with a price. While it would maintain your existence in Tevat, it would also weaken your connection to this world. And you are M's child, when all is said and done. How could I allow that uncontrolled power to send you down the same path as the child who came before you? But seeing you now, it appears my concerns were misplaced. M was a terrific mother, and a far more capable one than I.
I am very happy that you are self-aware, Rhine Daughter.
And I must admit, I'm rather curious to see how far you can go. How will you, an alchemical being truly integrated with this world, find your place in human society?
This is such a fun question because you can apply this again to Albedo, to Wanderer, to Flint. Like, artificial creations integrating into human society and learning humanity, chef's kiss. Every time, I eat it up every time.
I've never conducted an experiment like this before. As such, you may yet hold the key to some unexpected answers.
Hey! You got one thing wrong there. Durin's not an experiment. He's our friend.
I'm not sure I understand, but I appreciate your kindness, Aunt Rhine Daughter.
And that's all Master Rhine-Daughter has to say.
Good work, Sebas. Can't be easy being you.
A cat that can imitate someone else's voice is just as strange to witness as the first time.
Well, do not be so shocked. I am hardly an ordinary cat.
I love how sassy Sebas is. I love it.
From a biological standpoint, I am no cat at all, but rather an alchemical being. You wouldn't consider yourself a specter simply because you float in the air like one, surely.
Oh my goodness.
A specter? What are you trying to say, mister?
Oh, I know. Sebas is implying that you're...
Maybe don't finish that thought, Durin. Let's not go into detail or theory crafting about what Paimon is.
What thought? Hey!
Oh, and considering how Master Rhine-Daughter's message ended, I suppose this technique is useless now. I'll just destroy it. Few and far between are the people that can make her reconsider. Quite the impressive feat, young man. With that done, I'll be going now. I have another message to pass along. Perhaps we'll meet again sometime.
I wonder if this right here is, again, implying that you're doing the witch's homework all at the same time. This is when we see Sebas in Albedo's witch's homework. Okay, let's go. I finally have Durin's buffs active. For 3 months, I have not had Albedo. I will finally be able to use Durin's kit in its fullness.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Also, people throwing rocks at Bennett. That's so rude. Increases all effects of the Ascension talent, light manifested a divine calculate. I see. Okay. Goodness. Well. Also, sorry about ads. I don't mean to, Oh, wait. Something I meant to do. Because I accidentally turned it on and there was just silence. But no, that was a fantastic story quest, and I'm actually really happy I took the time to do it. I streamed, I think, the first, maybe second day, but I had to do the third and fourth days on my own just due to personal life things. And I definitely didn't want to do the fifth or final part on my own. I wanted to finish streaming it at the very least. So, welcome back, Dina. Welcome, welcome. Oh, but I can't stress enough. I'm so used to seeing him with his default skin here. Seeing him like this genuinely feels like he's a different character to me. So it's going to take some time getting used to. I'm sure it'll be fine. But because I've just seen this for 3 months, this is just how I see Durin. I don't see him as anything else, but it'll be okay. But that was a fantastic quest. I really enjoyed myself. I have in his new skin by default. Oh, I see. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Default skin is baby Durin and skin Durin is kid. You're so right. You're so right. I think the Inazuma still look better for him because it's a dark purple. Or deep purple, I suppose. Also, I have not, because I've just been so far behind in Genshin and will be slowly catching up, I have not gone through Zebai's voice lines. I have not gone through her story. She's also not Friendship 6 yet, which I like. I prefer when characters are at least Friendship level 6 so I can read everything through its entirety, but I have to go through Zebai's story and catch up. Durin, I just finished his, and I need to go through his story and voiceover, and this man. I need to go through his voice lines and story. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. I suppose I should go in chronological order. And I can't. Like, I can't express enough. One, this man, I will say, this is a Varka stan safe space. I don't want to give that impression. But it is not real to me that he is in the game and I can physically play as Varka, Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius. Doing his story quest made me cry for like 20 minutes, but you are all aware I'm a crybaby. And it's going to take me forever to read through and see. But I will schedule a lore reading stream. I feel it's going to be difficult because I want to read all 3 of them, but doing all 3 in one day is going to be a lot. Mind you, I also need to go over the weapon lore. That's another thing. I haven't read any of their weapon lore either. I haven't read this new wing glider yet. I'm drowning in lore. I appreciate it and I'm very, very happy. But there are so many things that I need to look into. And then I also have to do the event. So, but like, oh my gosh. So I think what I'm actually going to do in terms of scheduling, like I do want to read Durin's story, but it won't be, I was gonna say it won't be today, but I'm so fickle. Because going through, it would be fitting. It is Durin Day. But also, the skin has lore too, right? Yes, I actually read it earlier. That is not what I meant to. Outfit, there we go. Yeah, because it goes from the original one. And then I'll just reread it though. A gift from the stars. Durin's outfit. As the smoke from the alchemical array gradually dissipated, a glimmer of starlight drew Durin's gaze toward the window. In the reflection in the glass, he saw himself dressed in elegant garb, like a prince straight out of a fairy tale. When he looked down at himself again, he realized he was wearing that very same outfit. But who could have given him this gift? The stars outside merely twinkled soundlessly, providing no answers. And in his new skin, toward the distant horizon, it reads, Durin's outfit. Durin's original outfit has received a new lease of life now that he's taken up his mother's pen. Ultimately, he bid farewell to the past once painted by its previous owner. When the lock on his heart faded away, the distant horizon his wish now points to become the direction in which his story continues to unfold. And it's like, I need to read his weapon. I need to read his weapon lore. I need to read Venti's weapon lore. I need to read Zavai's weapon lore. I need to read Varkas. Get Hoyoverse. Stop. Leave me alone. And the thing is, I think I feel like, because my memory is bad, I feel like I probably have read Athame Artis or Thame Artis. I'm not sure how to properly pronounce the first word, but I don't remember any of it. So I could just read it, because again, what are the details? A precious sword gifted by the Day King to the brave hero in the Little Witch's story, only for the witch to take it and defeat the hero himself. Is this sword in relation to the Little Witch and the Undying Flame? Because I need to reread that entire story. Truth be told, I need to reread that entire story. And then I also need to read this weapon. I have not read the new artifact set. Oh, this is Noblesse, because I changed this. I haven't read the new artifact set. And I need to also read... Okay, with all due respect, I'm not used to seeing this much man in Genshin, so I'm going to be... I'm going to be Durin. So... in the archive as well, I have not read the most recent books either. And it's only because I wanted to make sure I had all of the entries. So, Night Murmurs from the Star Border, or excuse me, from the Far Border, and A Brief History of the Pale Starborn. I only read the first, I think, 3 paragraphs of this, and I need to reread it again, because it very much so just reads like an autobiography. Wow, it's going to be a long reading stream. So here's where I have to, where I'm thinking of what I'd like to do. Because I do want to stream the event quest. And I am unhinged enough that I could in fact just do a complete marathon of those quests in one day. But it will be like a, 10, 11 hour stream probably, because of how long it usually takes for me to go through quests. But at the same time, I also need to speak to them too after. I haven't spoken to them after the Archon quest in Notcry. But I also want to visit characters who I most recently obtained and read their stories. And listen to their voice lines. And read their descriptions. Their item descriptions. So... we'll see. I think it would be fitting to have, like, certain days focused on certain characters. Or I can just wing it. We'll see. You inspired me to read some of the new lore I have available too, because it will be too much if I leave for another moment. Well, and unfortunately, the holidays and early this year have just been very busy for me personally. Due to my personal life and things of that nature. So of course video games go on the back burner because priorities are, you know, not video games. So the times that I do have that are free, sometimes I just want to decompress and not immediately jump into Genshin story. Not because I don't love it, but because information overload can burn me out and I don't want to do that. I love this game too much, so I have to pace myself. And at times, I do envy others who do have the ability to have so much free time to read everything and are able to write notes. But this is a new year, and I promised myself that I'm going to be much kinder to myself in terms of pacing. So what I think I'm going to do is, when it comes to certain items in this, just like in the past, and it continues, weapons don't necessarily tie to the character. Just like I'm so interested and invested in angels and the Fae. However, I haven't had adequate time to really immerse myself into taking down notes of related archive entries, item descriptions, and quests. So what I want to do is just be very careful and just plan out things to the best of my ability and go from there. And also, thank you guys for being so understanding. I really do think that I'm too hard on myself when it comes to things like this, and I need to remind myself, I'm just a person. I'm just a loser who screams about fictional characters. It's okay. Everyone has a life, and we all have things we have to do. So, I have to do the new, I'm going to do the new quest, but I'm getting Mona's weapon skin. It's Mona's, and it's going to stay on Mona forever. It's so good. So, oh my gosh. By the way, how was last month's Lantern Rite event? I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think... Okay, I literally can't deal with him aura farming right now. I need to... Please stop, Barca. You're not a loser. You're so cool. No, you guys are way cooler. You're way cooler. Thank you, though. You're very sweet. But I thoroughly enjoyed Lantern Rite. I think it was really cool that we were able to have lanterns and, gift each other, and the mini games were adorable. The Dubai specifically, and I even told this to my friends, they are very well aware. As a lore person, I am not I'm not super meta kind of person. This team, I labeled it angels because I'm putting, Columbina is my angel, but I'm putting Columbina, Dubai, Nicole when she's playable, or maybe I'll make it an angel and Fae team. But I put characters on teams because I just love them. And I just do it based on there. I don't really go beyond that. Now, sometimes, for instance, here is, Flynn's premium, as the young folks say, and silly Bloom team. But I throw characters on teams because why not? But I think Lantern Rite this year was really nice. I enjoyed the Adeptus subplot with Mint. That was very, very funny. Hilarious, in fact. And Zabai specifically, I originally was not planning to get her. And then the more I learned about her, I said, oh no, I can't. I can't not. She's just... I feel like I don't have to say anything. But and the issue is, gacha games will always do this. They'll have the new flavor of the month that they want you to pull and get because, hey, we want you to, give us money. But most importantly, that's most important for them. But there's also, for me as someone who pulls characters because I really like their story, when it comes to where we are now, I'm in danger because the characters they release are tied to quote-unquote endgame lore. So, and I just want to preface this too. Characters don't have to be this deeply connected to the cosmos and otherworldly for me to be interested in them. For instance, in chat, Dina mentioned that they really like Itlua, and I can confidently say that Itlua truly grew on me, and that's strongly because I really liked how they handled the Lightkeepers. Even the Frost Moon Scions, to me, I think their story resonates with me a bit more because it's just the whole religious trauma aspect of it, and the deeply, like, the occultism that's there. But I was very lucky I was able to get a copy of Itlua because he like, again, he just really grew on me, and I really appreciated that. Like, the world quest with him, one, should have been voiced. And I really like that they show us instead of just telling us, like, oh yeah, the Lightkeepers fight the Wild Hunt and that, you know, that's their struggle. But when you learn, like, you learn about it through Flint's, of course. But as you come to learn Itlua's, like, his survivor's guilt, him leading the Lightkeepers in such a way where, sorry, I feel like I'm just gushing too much. Itlua is a character that just grew on me way more than I thought he would. Did any other character story make you change your mind and pull for them? So in Nod Cry, I would say
The Adeptus arts almost.
I would say Zabai. And I will say Varka. I will be completely honest here. And I'm being 100% truthful. I was not going to pull for Varka. I wasn't. I was like, I'm not going to fall for the Varka propaganda. You're not going to get me. And also the lore side of me was like, you are so funny acting like you're not going to pull for Varka. So anyway, and both of these characters, well, actually no, Varka punished me. Varka, I lost the 50-50 to, and I'm like, yep, that's because I didn't want to pull for him. Also, thank you for the hydrate, Eve. Did you redeem the community hydrate because I was talking about Varka, or was that just poor timing? But I will say, of Nod Cry, really, it was just Zabai and Varka. Because originally I was not going to pull for Zabai at all. And then when doing her quest, in addition to playing with her a bit, I have so much respect for her as a character. Like an angel who stood on business, defied the heavenly principles, and died to protect her people. Oh, you're coming home. I was not going to not. I couldn't. Like Zabai, she is a real one. And I will always love her for that. And then Varka. I'll be honest. I probably would be screaming internally if his banner ended and I didn't pull for him, because I would have been like, man, I wish I had Varka. I guess I'll have to wait for a rerun. Varka is so fun. I actually love him a lot. He's a silly man.
Unless one first.
He's a silly man for sure. But I think honestly, yeah, just those two so far. Future characters are asterisk because, you know, who knows when they will come or what will be, but yes.
Cultivates the mind
because I streamed a few days
cultivating
ago.
these arts.
I cried during
All their
Varka's
feats
story
will be
quest,
like
and then I
the
cried
moon's
during Durin's
reflection
story
on
quest.
water,
So,
shattering at the slightest touch.
yeah, I really, really loved Zabai. I also loved her connection with Zhongli, ultimate yearner forever. Zhongli is like ultimate yearner 6,000 plus. Got propaganda to mainly man. Listen, Varka, I do resonate with one of my friends who says they're not pulling for Varka. Not because they dislike him, not because they dislike his story, but because he makes them uncomfortable in being too man. He's too much of man. And I'm like, hello? They're like, yeah, I'm not used to character models looking like this, so I can't have Varka on my account. How about Tartaglia 2.0? Are we referring to Lohan? Are we referring to Lohan? Because if so, I'm squinting. Because, okay, he's funny. I don't know. Because if he... I'm just going to say I don't know. Because I've said I don't know, and I'm not going to pull for characters multiple times, and now I have this whole man on my account. Funny characters then Kinlock and Time Comes are always my faves, and Varka really nailed that role. Well, because like Varka is here for lore reasons, and as a 1.0 player, it just means a lot that he's finally in the game. Can I play him? No. But I am happy that they considered 1.0 players and they were like, all right, let's give you guys Grandmaster Varka. And I'm literally so behind on lore. I think, because I would like to stream tomorrow, but I don't want to make any definitive, like, yes, I will stream, because it's just completely random when I do.
I like to drink on occasion. Any and every occasion.
I can't. I don't have the energy for that right now. Varka, please. I keep forgetting that I cannot be idle with Varka. You think you'll pull Linnea? Guys, I think at this point, Genshin is just like, or excuse me, Hoyoverse is manufacturing characters that appeal to all of the senses for me. Because I love her design. I am someone who loves, because like my stream avatar, who has since had a update to her design, but it's a work in progress. I love characters who either are fae, elves, or seraphic in some way. And the fact that she had, Linnea has an adorable design. And it's so frustrating because I just want to save until this point for Nicole. And I also just want to save for the Tsaritsa and Dainsleif. Those are the characters that I'm like, I just want to save for. But Hoyoverse is like, let's take all the things that you love and let's combine them into this cute little character that you'll get. And when I saw her drip marketed last night, I was caught by surprise. I had no idea. I was under the impression like, okay, maybe praying it'll be Nicole. If it's Nicole, I can just look away from Nodcry, but it's not. And this isn't, again, to say that I don't like Linnea's design, because, and I also will not say that I will not get her, because I'm very fickle. I need to make a Miliastra map where you play as Varka trying to reach the angel share from his office as fast as possible before Jean spots you. That is a really fun idea. That's a really fun idea. Also, can I just say, Varka being able to do that is very uncomfortable for me. I feel like he should not be doing this. Like, him doing this, like, this is too much for me. This is too much for my brain. I mean, if the patterns are anything to go by, you have the first couple of patches of Shin's 9 to save for the Tsaritsa. Yes, I believe, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the Archon is always released, is it like the 3rd patch? Ish? Around that time, kind of? Like, I feel like they're usually like the 0.3s. But it's not necessarily like the entire, it's not always, but I do feel it occurs enough to where there is a pattern. Obviously Venti being an exception, but I believe Fiorina was like 3rd patch. I think Nahida was 3rd patch. I think Raiden was 3rd patch or something along those lines, or something like that. Approximately, yes, 3rd patch. 4th patch since Mawika. Okay, so within the 3rd, 4th patch area. So, and that's why when it comes to Tsaritsa, I really, because she will be coming home and I'm getting her weapon. Like, that's a guarantee, like C0R1. But I want Nicole. And then there's also Alice. There's also Dainsleif. There's whomever else may randomly, like if they give me more angels, I'm going to be devastated. Mawika and Bino were both 4th patch. Okay, so the reason I said 3rd too is because, where is she? Oh wait, I can't check it here. I can only check it in the character archive. Okay, January 13th. I don't remember exactly what patch that was, but if they make Koitar playable, okay. So about that, I'm not sure about playable. Oh, actually, see, that's another thing too. like, I can't rule that out. Mainly due to the fact that in Amsvartnir, when you read her character stories, yeah, you know, Koitar's character stories are just over here in Amsvartnir. I didn't mean to say that, but when you read her notes, she implies that she and her lover will come back. And so to me, I am like, okay, you're going to return in the form of an NPC, because look, if they gave the 3 moon goddesses NPC designs and models, anything is possible. So I can't rule out that possibility. And I
Wouldn't
think,
gliding be
was it
faster?
this? Was it this? Is it? Also, I do want to say, this line here, it goes so hard for no reason. I will return to my own lands and wait for the star beyond the stars, the one who holds my liberty in thrall. To sing in the nothingness of utter ruin is far more agreeable than to endure servitude beneath a false heavenly light. And so, for me, Koitar and her partner, both of them, like, how do I want to word this? We already know that Sudervoinen indwelled the body of a male youth, and they're somewhere. They're about. Skirk is currently looking for them because Searchology wants to find them. So I don't find it impossible that we don't see them in some form. Now, if they're playable, I don't know, but I do feel at the very least we'll see maybe NPC designs, models, maybe even like cutscene artwork of them or something, maybe. But if you read Skirk's weapon, she is hunting Koitar. Yeah, and the thing is, like, well, okay, Skirk's weapon talks about Koitar specifically attempting to have her fellow angels rise up and rebel against the heavenly principles. So I'm sad we're not getting new Skirk content this patch. I really wanted to see more Skirk because I want Skirk. I love Skirk so much. She needs to come back. White Day is next week too. Yeah, and that's the thing. White Day is next week, and it's also Durin's birthday. So he may get White Day art and birthday art. We'll see. But it's going to be something along those lines. If they give Flynn's and Varka White Day art, I will just say my timeline will be something even more unhinged than it already is sometimes. But I really want Skirk to come back in the story. One, because I just love Skirk. I want this cosmic calamity to be back in the story. Not just due to her proxy to Searchology, because that's an entire different thing. I'm removing Searchology from the equation, but because I would love to learn more about her very detached relation to Tava. We got a lot of that with her story quest. I would say more so just on her own personal traumas that she had to go through, experienced, things she has to unlearn, things that she continues to struggle with, her internal strife. Like, oh, I love her quest so much. Oh my gosh. But I want more Skirk. Not to mention, we're going to need people like Skirk because it's about to, we're going to have we already experienced, Ragnarok has already technically happened, question mark quotations. And we're going to have our second, we're going to have yet another cyclical calamity come here soon. So what if you're Koitar? If I'm Koitar, I'd be very sad. Would not want anyone to be Koitar. But I really would love Skirk to be in the story. Also, Kat Britano does an excellent job as Skirk, and I thoroughly love her performance. She's always such a joy to see on the timeline too. She's so silly. But yeah, I think, okay, it was Skirk's patch that they also released what artifacts that was. Yeah, finale of the Deep Galleries, where it was like, oh, we're like in here. So yeah. So to answer that, I gave the most long-winded response, and I am so sorry about that. But in regards to Linnea, I will say I don't know in regards to pulling for her. I probably will end up, but we'll see. And again, I have to catch up in multiple areas. I'm debating if tomorrow I want to make it a casual-ish stream, but mainly how it's going. Like, I would like to have a lore reading stream. It's just a chill lore stream, and I go over the notes that I have about related persons, factions, or history, and then go from there. Because I have 5 characters, technically, I would need to go over. These 3 are connected, just being from Mondstadt, so that's not really too much of an issue. However, I do want to take the time to thoroughly go over their stories. That being said, these 2 are friendship level 10. He's friendship level 4, so I won't even be able to do his character stuff until next week at the earliest, probably. Zebai, I think if I were to really crunch, I could probably get her to 6. But again, I only want to do character readings if the character is friendship level 6, so I can just go through all of their stories at once. I'm not exactly sure how much resin that is in terms of like 5 to 6. I imagine that there is a chart that the community has presumably made based on condensed and or fragile resin to calculate that kind of thing. But there's that. Because in all seriousness, I haven't even read Columbina's. I haven't read her story or voiceover, and we got her in January. So there's a lot there. And we'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely see. And also, I'm thinking of what we could potentially have this year. There could be, we still have the Mari Javari. There's Dorman Port. I'm excited for this year for Genshin. I will say, I'm always eating. I always love talking about lore with everyone. I like to lore theory craft. I'm by no means right all the time, and there are moments where I get tripped up or I just may be incorrect. But I really do enjoy the world building and trying to piece things together where I can. So I think I may have a lore stream, like a lore reading stream relatively soon, and go based on that, because there's quite a few things I want to discuss, and I also want assistance with in terms of piecing certain things together, especially in the timeline, which I feel like the term timeline in terms of Genshin lore is very scary because everything is so very vague, and purposefully so that they're allowed, so Hoyoverse can, you know, insert certain things or have a window that they can work with. So Venti's so greedy, he's tied to an area on the literal other side of the continent. Venti is a very silly little character. Because something I love about Venti and Istaroth, and I'm saying them obviously because they're connected, but because we only have so much we can go on from Istaroth based on her activity across history and even in the past, present,
Sure,
future.
I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an apple.
There's his involvement, like his character, his relationship with Istaroth, and then you have Istaroth, her relation with the Shades, and like going on there. But of course, you can't really elaborate on the Shades too much because they're remaining tight-lipped about it. I am very happy that we're just at a point where things are becoming front and center, and we're able to discuss more lore and having world quests and Archon quest. So Wonder when they'll start officially teasing Naya. I think, hasn't it actually been a year, like 1 year since they teased Song of the Welcome Moon? Like, I think it's been a year, or it'll be close to it. So I've come to appreciate his character even more since Natlin last year. He's had so much more of a story presence since Paralogism. Yes, and I really like that. Also, I'm just so happy. My Archon. Oh, speaking of, where is that silly dragon Archon? Where he be? I think it'll make it a year in like 2 months or so. Okay, so it's been very, very close. Venti and Zhongli both will never escape the allegations from me. They're both incredibly suspicious. Venti still has stuff that he cannot say and, you know, won't, which, fair. This man, however, I think he needs his own stream. I think he honestly needs his own stream, and that, of course, would go into, like, having a discussion about Liyue's history. I, to this day, he's so suspicious. I don't believe it. I don't believe for a moment they're just like, yeah, he's just a Geo Archon. Let's ignore everything that he's done. Let's ignore Heaven Star. Let's just ignore that. Will you stream the event story, by the way? Yes, I believe I will. I more than likely will. It's more so thinking, I'm debating whether or not I want to do one stream that has all of the acts in it, which would be a very, very long stream, or if I will cut them apart, like acts multiple days throughout the week. But of course, that's kind of, we'll see, because I imagine the acts are fairly long and I don't want to completely wear myself out, but we'll see. And so, yeah, and it's a limited time event too, so I want to be able to, I want to complete it and be able to learn of its content before it leaves. So, each act are pretty short. Oh, well, if each act is relatively short, then I'll probably just end up having a stream just dedicated to the entire event. Only the last one is the longest of the three, mainly just because of how long it usually takes me to go through a quest. What could take someone like 2 hours may take me 4 or 5, just because on stream I try to, like, I talk much more. I'm a little miffed this one is limited, not permanent. The last act has the longest cutscene too. I see. Interesting. I once again haven't read her stuff, so like top 3 longest cutscenes in Genshin. Oh my gosh, it's that long? Goodness. Yes, so what I'll do, I'll just decide tonight after stream how I wish to go about the event quest tomorrow. I might honestly just end up doing a marathon, but we'll see. Or at the very least, I'll try to do like half of it on one and then the rest on another, and I may just do like I'll just do the mini games on my own. Mini games usually don't take me that long for certain quests. Accounting for streaming, I'd say it'll take you at least 5 hours. For all of it? Honestly, I say not that bad, but I look at it in regards, like in reference to when I streamed the Archon quests or Fontaine. Each of those quests, those streams for me were each like 8 hours. So I might be returning to my roots there. So you don't have the catalyst skin yet? No, I have not touched the event at all. I have not done this at all. So what I'll probably do is stream it tomorrow. And then I'm going to put this on Mona, and it's never coming off. And I will work on my videos. I also need to do Stygian. I don't even remember if I did Stygian last time, but I will. Also, I am so happy once you reach like level 6 difficulty, or not 6, once you reach, I think it's level 4 or 5, you can just read these forever. And I love this because I love having access to item descriptions in game. It suit Lisa well too. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna scream. I love fashion. Fashion impact is the death of me. I assumed that was a furniture. Oh no, it's a weapon skin. The minigame of mixology has some fun interactions. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna need to do the mixology one then on stream at least. Lisa Luna Charge with the new skin goes fire. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that then. Also, I just got Columbina's name card and I'm so happy about that. But yeah, I definitely think I'm probably just gonna marathon it tomorrow. The thing is, I'll probably start just really early or earlier. I'm glad they're adding more weapon skins. Oh, you mean you don't like just having weapon skins only unique to only unique to Stygian Onslaught? I could only do menacing this time around. My characters are not built for higher difficulties. I just wanted to read the item description. Ryandotter and Rare have the coolest center weapon skins in my opinion. Unfortunately, I am not cool, so I cannot view them. I do not believe, because you have to... I think, wait, can you? Yeah, because you have to unlock it first, but yeah. I only do Stygian for the primos and dip. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. If I'm feeling really sweaty, maybe I'll do Stygian, but I'm not incentivized really to do it outside of the primo gems. I understand that they have the weapon skins only be a cycle, basically. Maybe because they don't want people to have the FOMO of never being able to obtain it, but I don't know. I feel like for Stygian, if you complete a higher difficulty, you should just be able to keep the weapon skin forever. But I don't know. Pretty sure you should be able to get through Fearless. My characters are just here to be pretty though. I just like collecting characters I like, and then I'm just like, yep, I can read their lore when I want to. When it comes to certain things, like Imaginarium Theater, I restart things just because I want certain cards. Oh! You reminded me. I need to go here because I wanted to remember which cards I got. A wolf does not concern itself with another time challenge endgame against HP inflated bosses. Listen, if I wanted to go against a very difficult boss with a time challenge and HP inflated bosses, I would just do Savage and FF14. And I'm currently not doing that. Let's see. And the NPCs at the event venue have interesting dialogues too. There's also some interactions around the city for... Ooh. I'm going to need to do that then. Okay, I think last... Yeah, last... Actually, I don't remember when I'll be completely honest, I don't remember when I got that. The sun was my first one. Then I got the star, then I got the magician. There was one I didn't finish though. Oh, then I got Nistroth. So I'm one Imaginarium or Luna mode Imaginarium Theater that I'm behind on because I completed it, but I did not get all 10 stars. I got 9 stars. And then I forgot to reset it. And by that point, it was already the new one. So I just ended up accepting my fate. And I will just have an extra cycle later. Because I think it's going to take you 2 years to get all of the cards anyhow. The HP inflation is so ridiculous. Stygian, once again, is very much so you need to have the best of the best builds for your characters, constellations, and things of that nature. So I don't know if I want to be that sweaty. Usually I just want to relax, but yeah, we'll see though. Not gonna lie, I want the Lunar Arcana cards as physical objects. Imagine collecting these. Well, that's the thing. I would love if they released them as official merchandise. Alas. I also have so many anecdotes and things I have not finished. I didn't realize that she still had Selenic Chronicles after you get the Hood Lighters. That's interesting. But I know we've deviated from I know we've deviated from Durin, but I really do feel like it all just comes together. Oh my gosh, you have Cloran's anecdote. I've heard it's very good. I've heard it's very, very good. And I look forward to it. But I think for today, I'm actually going to call stream there just because it's been, you know, a few hours and I would like to decompress for the evening. But I want to thank everyone for the follows, for saying hi, for keeping me company. I do think that I want to, like, I will keep everyone posted about the schedule for the event quest because I do think I'm just going to do that all in one stream. I'll be exhausted, but I want to do it all the way through. So I think I am going to call stream there. And I'm going to actually send you guys to one of my close friends. And mainly due to the fact that it's just been a day. So I want to thank you all so, so much. Thank you, Kiwi and Arnold, again for the raids. I truly appreciate your guys' support. And we are going to raid my friend Bev. And yeah, just send her some love, say hello, and I hope you enjoy your time there. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!